We are live, I believe, and this is the Volley. I am joined by a clumber of very unbiased people for today's episode. As I said, this is the Volley, and we're live.
The following has been brought to you by SJP World Media.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror.
Indeed, I am magnificent Matt Lewis, and I am being rejoined on the Volley by my strike partner, my brother from another Liverpool supporting mother, Mr. Dan Griffin. Welcome back, sir.
Good to be back, mate. I've just about got my voice back. There's still a bit of a cough going on, but we'll work around it. How are you doing, pal? You had a good Christmas?
What little I had of it to myself, yeah. I was unfortunately working for most of it, but I did what I had of it. I did enjoy. Yes,
Good stuff. Good stuff. You'll have to take some time off to make up for it elsewhere, eh?
we are joined. Yeah. I do plan on doing that, and first 3 days of the new year, so that'll be good. We are being joined today by, as you can probably see below me, by the co-host of the Good Cop Bad Cop Wrestling podcast, MTV Graham, is joining us. Signal's a little bit iffy, so hopefully Graham can respond at this point. I'm hoping that he can hear me and will see me still.
I can still see you.
I guess we're going to find out momentarily.
I can still hear you as well.
Oh, love you too, buddy. Love you so much for that.
I got one question. I was paying attention to the intro, and I saw Triple X and internationals. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a pretty high rating just for an internationals. Now, I did hear Mags mention a rumor on a very recent episode of Chain Wrestling that you got your cock out on the Volley. Is that the reason why it said Triple X and internationals? Dan asks how your Christmas is, and
I've never done that on the Volley.
Did you not see the clip? I clipped it, and I'm going to say all I know is allegations of what happened on 5 Nerds Go. And you did take your shirt off on Good Cop Bad Cop fairly recently, but Mags clearly said that you had your cock out on the Volley. I was like, I'm not sure in what context.
Mags has never been on the Volley in this invitation.
I don't know then.
Does that mean you got your cock out on Radio Tekkers?
Yeah.
Did it become Radio Nappy?
No. No, I did not. No, I did not. Do not start teaming up against me on this one.
Next time you'll invite Eric Freeds on as a West Ham supporter instead of me.
First time you've not wanted to be double teamed.
I mean, you think I'd learn, but who knows if I actually will or not.
No.
I'm just looking at the lineup right now. I'm probably going to be behind on Sling.
Well,
so you'll probably have to pause at some point.
I've got to say, the connection's a little bit rope, not quick. Well, I'm going to probably do that, but we're going to bring the lineups up right now. Dan, would you like to run us through the lineup for West Ham, please, seeing as they are the home team for today's watch-along?
Yeah, it's a fairly strong lineup. They've got King Nipple in goal, Areola. Wan-Bissaka, who was a really good signing on paper, has come into his own recent games. Not so sure on Mavropanos at the back in centre mid, but you can't go wrong with Kufal and Kilman. Emerson and Edson Alvarez doing the donkey work in midfield, with Sola behind. Actually, who's playing up top? It must be Bowen. Sola, Paquetá and Kudus behind Bowen. So it's a pretty strong West Ham lineup. Maybe not the strongest they could give, but they've got a decent bench there with the. I think we have to start calling him Evergreen at this point. Aaron Cresswell, Somerville waiting in the wings, Fulkrug, who's not quite hit the ground running yet. Danny Ings, who would quite like to crop up and haunt Liverpool after it never worked out for him, and Tadibo looking to deputise at centre back. So on paper, a strong West Ham team, but given the start to the season they've had and it not quite clicking, who knows what we're going to get?
Yeah, Graham, your thoughts on the West Ham 11? Obviously, we as Liverpool fans, we seem to always struggle against West Ham.
We do? I don't remember that.
Well, Sky made a very big deal this afternoon. Sky made a very big deal this afternoon. I'm just saying that Sky are made a big deal about this where Liverpool's title bid ended last season.
That was the first time West Ham have beaten us in any form since February 2016.
Well, I may have had one too many of these.
Oh God, not again.
My husband, by the way, bought me a bottle of Fire. Well, that's the thing. See, my husband bought me a bottle of Fire JD for Christmas, and I said, "Should I or should I not?" And he said, "You've already got one half open." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" The 4-mile strike force is on. It'd be a new Premier League record today. I'm not entirely sure my liver can cope.
So to put that into perspective, Matt, yes, last time, yes, they beat us in the beat us last season actually. No, they didn't even beat us last season in West Ham. So since that FA Cup game in 2016 where West Ham beat us, Liverpool have played West Ham 18 times. West Ham have won 1, drawn 3, and lost the rest.
Great stat, Matt.
So
I'm glad I didn't just agree with you for the sake of agreeing with you.
And we drew with them in April 2024. By which point we were already out of the title race.
Fair on all points.
Talking shit.
Well, undoubtedly, but it is Jamie Redknapp and Jamie Carragher in the studio today, so who knows?
Didn't you play them in the cup as well earlier this year?
April, yeah, that was in September.
In the Carabao Cup.
5-1.
Yeah, I did that stream solo and all. Had 800 people watching that day.
Yeah, that was great.
I also had to film for half an hour while they were dragging their feet before we did the fucking draw.
Today's results are in. Palace beat Southampton 2-1. Forest beat Everton 2-0. Fulham and Bournemouth played out a 2-2 draw. Man City beat Leicester 2-0. And Tottenham have drawn 2-2 with Wolves.
Forest move up to second. Wow.
Yep.
Did not see that one coming.
Well, we'll get on to the predictions that we made later.
and for anyone who missed Dan saying that, at the bottom of the screen for you right now.
Oh, so they are. Even I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there you go. And
the result is wrong at the bottom, by the way.
I did type back before the last goal went in. I apologise. I do apologise.
So anyway, Liverpool lineup. About as strong as they could put out, I think, apart from maybe with Diaz playing up top. But Núñez hasn't quite been firing, and Jota's yet to come back to full fitness. And Slot seems not quite as ready to trust a player like Jadon Danns, but who I think, in fairness, has also had his injury problems. I haven't heard of anything about Chiesa, but it's funny that if he was fit, I'd have thought he'd have made the bench for this game. But otherwise, we pretty much know what we're going to get here. Alisson in goal, Gomez and Van Dijk are a solid partnership at the back. Trent and Robertson as the fullbacks is pretty much classic at this point. McAllister and Jones will be sitting, I think, with McAllister and Gravenberch with Jones in behind the striker in a 4-2-3-1, and then Salah and Gakpo on the wings, both in fine form. I'm hoping for another another glut of goals today. But now that I've said that, whenever I go into a game any form of optimistic, it'll probably end up being a 1-1 draw.
Then let me say that I will take a shot for every time Liverpool score a goal again.
Oh, God, I'm glad I'm only drinking Boddingtons.
I'm going to take a shot. No one else is obliged to.
I made a special drink since I knew I was going to be on the show. I have a Dr. Pepper, lemon, and obviously some pickles and a bit of pickle juice as well. Cheers, gentlemen.
Anyone unaware of what this is referring to, please do check out this week's episode of Good Cop, Bad Cop, episode 306.
Is it out yet?
Yeah, it should be out, yes.
It should be. I don't think it is, though.
Basically, Graham's a deviant.
He absolutely is a deviant.
When in Rome.
When in Rome, drink lemon juice, it would seem.
Lemon Dr. Pepper I could get on board with, but the pickles, I don't know. And this is coming from somebody who actually likes a pickle back.
Well, I've got to say, and I admit this on Good Cop, Bad Cop this week, I did have a pickle milkshake while I was in Florida on my honeymoon.
I dread to think what kind of euphemism that is.
But it's not a euphemism, but I've missed you, Daniel. It's so much easier to do this show when you've got banter. I tell you, it's so much easier. Speaking of which, do you like my new shirt, Dan, by the way?
That is excellent. Loving that.
I did have one of these, but the shirt got ripped. Without knowing it, my sister got me one for Christmas, not knowing I already owned one at one point. So it was like a happy accidental repurchase. I liked it.
You gotta stop doing those Hulk Hogan impressions.
You never, ever insult me like that ever again. Speaking of insulting, we should probably just because we are approaching kickoff. It is probably a good idea at this moment to just remind everybody here at SJP Media, we do obviously support the Kick It Out message.
As we approach kickoff here on the Volley, we would like to remind everybody that we at SJP World Media all support the Kick It Out campaign. Equality for everybody, regardless of race, gender, or sexual orientation. Let's kick it out together and enjoy the game we all love together.
Let's kick it out together and just get on with the game, because that's what we all want. Shall we talk about something, as we approach kickoff here, something that's been emerging from Spain the last 24 hours, gentlemen? Is it true? Is it not true?
Wait and see. Too early. Who knows? I love how you asked me for my opinions on the West Ham lineup, which I know nothing about, but you never chose to ask me anything about what I thought about Liverpool's lineup at all.
Well, I was getting to that,
criticism of I was agreeing with everything that Dan said, with one exception. He got the formation wrong. It's 4,231. Disappointed in you, Don. God, do better, please.
4, 2, 3, 1.
I mean, how can you argue that? To be fair, so kickoff is fast approaching at London Stadium. My stepdad, who had a ticket for this game, gave it up
for free.
He sold his ticket. He gave it up because he didn't want to be there for this game. He said.
What does that mean?
Why?
He was expecting an arse kicking.
He's
a massive West Ham fan. He's worked for West Ham.
Sounds like a fair
No, he's not a fair one. He used to be part of the ICF.
Fucking hell.
He denies it, but he was part of the ICF at one point. It is going to be it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be the biggest upset of the Premier League season so far, or it's going to be a hiding to hell. It's not going to be a boring game, that's for sure.
Well, we don't pick boring games on the Volley, as we know. But,
no, I think including Tekkers, there's been 2 0-0 draws in the 4 seasons I've done this.
I've only probably appeared about 4 times, and I've been at least one of those 0-0s. I remember that. I don't remember the other games.
That sounds like a you problem, Graham.
Indeed. Graham, but right now they've got West Ham
right now. Other betting companies available. I should bet on 0-0, right?
West Ham have the ball on the spot, ready to kick off.
I'm on commercial.
They've just kicked off, so I'm going to pause the game.
Commercial right here.
I'm going to wait until the timer actually appears.
I can talk you through that commercial. 0% for 60 months.
But while we're waiting for all this to catch up, so I'm paused at 13 seconds because that's when the timer came up. Just to address what you were saying before, Matt, with the Trent situation as we were sort of dancing around. If he has agreed to it, I don't begrudge him it at all. He's won everything for Liverpool. He's been a fantastic servant for the club. And how often is he going to get the chance to play for possibly the biggest team in the world with one of his best mates in Jude Bellingham? It's one of those where I can't begrudge him it. I'm just glad he's not going to another UK team. Let us know when you get to 13 seconds, please, Graham.
There's no timer right now, so
it should appear at 13 seconds.
Okay, that'll be good then. 12, 13, 14, lovely. 15, 16. So, is that good enough?
Yeah,
perfect.
Brilliant. So, as I said, people out there will be whinging and bitching and saying, "Oh, he should stay at Liverpool, be a legend, be a legend." He already is. And just let the guy enjoy it. We get Conor Bradley in the team full time. We get to make another legend.
I don't know. I do think he's gone. I think his head's been turned, and like you said, I think Jude Bellingham is a big factor in that as well. But if the reason is though, like it sounded like they offered him like 250,000. Like we obviously don't know. They offered him a big increase on what he had, but he said, "I want 350,000." If then Liverpool didn't come back on, I don't know. I would like to. I know they don't say on all the interviews slots like we don't talk about contracts. That's done behind closed doors. But those noises are coming from somewhere. I would like to know what happened behind closed doors. What was he offered? What did he turn down? Or was it all? If it was always, I want to go to Real Madrid, it doesn't matter, then I'm fine with that. But I'm still curious. Why didn't you lock down his contract 3 years ago? Why not give him a 6-year contract 3 years ago or something similar?
Because apart from Chelsea, nobody did that.
Kudos getting offside there, by the way, as Liverpool come forward.
Saw there.
But to have 3 players get to the final year of their contract, 3 key players, to have Salah, Virgil, and Trent all get to that point, seems really weird.
I'd like to point out that I know it's not the same thing, but whenever I play any form of football management game, I have at least 9 players who are key players out of contract in the same year.
You're right, totally irrelevant.
Yeah, it's kind of FSG's way of doing business. It's something that we've seen time and again during their tenure. They will let contracts run down and then negotiate. It's all. I think it's all much of a muchness. It just so happened that these 3 players all came through at once. I think if Trent goes, we're actually more likely to keep Virgil and
Gakpo advancing here, Dan. Sorry to observe you.
No, it's fine. He's cut back to Robertson.
That's probably who I am worried about. Robertson has not been at the same form he was last year. I know he got injured on one of those plays when he finally got sent off, and that was kind of unfortunate. But there has been other instances when he's given up goals.
I think it's the injuries that are actually finally taking the toll on him. He's lost half a yard, and he's not as forthcoming going forward as he used to be. Although he's just
beautiful ball to Gakpo. Yeah, his crossing is still excellent, but Gakpo has just found his form on that left wing, hasn't he?
10 goals this season now, or is it 11?
I like Gakpo on the left and Diaz in the middle.
Mo Salah's just absolutely had Wan-Bissaka's life and then given it away.
Yeah, and I've had to tread the ball in, looking for Gakpo, and it's cleared away then by Kufal.
Speaking of players who've been a revelation this season, Ryan Gravenberch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal.
I'm not sure who it was on the NBC coverage. The 2 Robbies and the host Rebecca. They were asked for who were their players of the season, and one of them picked Salah.
Not overnight, but over a summer. Transformed him into one of the.
You alright, Dan? I think Dan's audio is sponsored by Dan Griffin today. Sorry, Dan was momentarily. It would just be figuring it out. There you go.
Yeah, everything just went very wobbly on mine, and then I lost almost everything.
A little wibbly wobbly time you won me. Excellent. As usual. Why not? Bowen, who's the first man back there. Okay, if you're sure, sir. While that's happening, Graham, I messaged the Good Cop Bad Cop chat earlier and said Ryan's going to be pissed, and you weren't sure why.
Well, I assumed it was because Jay White won the title last night. Is that not what it was?
I don't know who won the title. I stopped when I got to the Mercedes Moné match.
So why was he going to be pissed then?
Well, AEW finally gave their women more than 20 minutes in a match.
Why would he be pissed at that?
Because Mercedes Moné was the one who got it.
I don't think he's going to be pissed at that.
He hates Mercedes Moné. I've never seen someone hate someone so much in wrestling terms. While we wait for Dan to pop back in, I'm going to go to the chat, Greg. We've got a couple of comments from former.
West Ham's breaking right now. There's a chance. He should have scored. That should have been 1-0. Piqueta
should have buried that. Absolutely should have buried that. Absolutely.
Did he slip? I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. It looked
Robertson
like he was
here. Oh, the pass from Robertson is terrible.
Robertson again.
Yeah, and Van Dijk closed the angle, and Piqueta, he's sliding. He's sliding, but he should be burying that.
He slipped as he was going for it. That's a break, and there's that worry I have with Robertson right now. Like, he's doing stuff like that too frequently. That has nothing to do with him losing a yard of pace either. That had nothing to do with that at all. That was just poor judgment.
Yeah, that was pure bad decision making. Salah. Oh.
Gakpo. Salah saved.
Oh,
saved by Ariola.
Phenomenal save.
Connor in the chat is saying, "Look at you, at these handsome gentlemen." Thank you, sir. Dan's the eye candy here, as proven with the alternative Christmas cracker this year.
I couldn't listen to that. It was too embarrassing.
Connor's an episode of Good Cop Back Up all about you, sir. Konor McCabe in the chat is saying, Graham, I keep forgetting, but I need to get with you on a second good bad card appearance.
Oh shoot, yeah, I totally forgot about that as well. My bad. As soon as I'm finished here, I'll try and remember to hit you up, Connor.
If you'll be no worse than Nishka, don't worry about that. 9 months.
Mohammed, did anybody see that then? Mohammed Kudus just decided to take a dive because Virgil happened to touch him.
It can't worse than De Bruyne's dive earlier. De Bruyne went down like he was touched by some tissue paper.
I should mention the back room of my house is in the future, so you will hear out of context shouting.
We look forward to that because that's the old Papa Griff alarm.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the volley without those sounds.
Gotta love Papa Griff.
I didn't hear anything though from Salah's chance.
That's because that happened before I was back in the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
I forgot.
Oh, Liverpool on the break here with McAllister. Plays it to Salah. Dinks
Ali
over.
Max Salah. Gakpo misses it.
Just a quick time check. I'm on 7:33, 34, 35, 36.
Yes, absolutely accurate. Yeah.
It feels like you're a second ahead of me, but it's nothing significant. But what you said was matched up. It looked like he ducked under it.
It was just in front of him.
He was trying to reach out to get to it.
4 inches.
I still think he should have scored.
Yeah, if only he had a longer neck.
No one ever could pay that 4 inches. Right. Now, bearing in mind the game against Tottenham. Yeah, the Tottenham game. This is not a small glass, as you can see. Okay. For context, this is a normal sized can of Pepsi. Okay, it's not a small glass.
Yeah, it's not a shot glass, that's for sure.
I'm thinking I might take half a glass measure. If that's all right with you, gentlemen.
I think so.
I say you fill it every time.
I'm working at 7:30 in the morning. I can't do that.
I mean, you physically can. Whether you should's a different question.
I've never felt so unwell.
Oh, what a ball to Gakpo.
Ball from Trent to Gakpo is phenomenal.
Oh, that's some lovely play on the left
back to Robertson. And it wins the corner.
Gets a corner.
9 minutes on the clock as of now. West Ham 0, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, I still think that Robertson might be one that ends up being sold in the summer. However, if Trent does go, I think it'd probably be a bit of a big thing to change both fullbacks. So I'm a bit 50-50 there. But
I think Conor's had enough experience now for Liverpool. Like, he's slotted in when Trent wasn't available. I think the right-hand side's fine. But yeah, to put a new left back in as well, yeah, I don't know. That's why you have pre-season, of course, though, as well.
Another corner.
Yeah, true. I'll be quite happy with Anthony Robinson.
Yeah.
He's been playing well at Fulham.
That may be the closest. That may be the closest Joe Gomez has ever come to scoring.
He nearly scored a few weeks ago. I can't remember.
It's handball!
Oh no!
It was on the upper part of the arm. If it's above the sleeve, it's not handball.
Well, either way, it should be a corner. It's not. Arrow the pervert goal kick.
That's true. Yeah, it should be.
Kudos.
But if they didn't see he hit his arm in any place, then they wouldn't have known that it was a goal kick, a corner.
Yeah, exactly. From the angle that the lino and the ref had, it was impossible to tell.
From Gomez's reaction, I think it was just the shock that he knew he had a chance to score and he didn't. Rather than it's like, oh my god, I think that hit his arm.
Well, it's the big search for Gomez's first ever Liverpool goal, isn't it? Or first career goal, I think.
I still say, get 2 or 3 goals up and it's late in a game and it's a penalty, you let him take it rather than Salah.
Yeah. Yeah. Alexis McAllister trying to chase it down here. Which I'd be very happy if he continued his rich vein of form, because I just brought him into my fantasy team this week.
Robson with a throw on the near side, finds Diaz,
who's gone right through the back of Diaz.
Christ.
But get straight back up again.
Well, that's because Diaz isn't a bitch like a load of other players.
Diaz was very deep then. I know they interchanged roles, but I wasn't expecting to see him that far back that close to the halfway line. How about that?
It's a really fluid front four.
With Dan's way of twisting things, I'll be interested to know what he thinks about when he listens to Good Cop, Bad Cop and Matt talking about being in the ring this week.
I know all about Matt being in the ring, don't you worry. Heard all about it. Lovely ball. Oh, just
no, you haven't. I guarantee you haven't. Aaron fluffs at it. Gakpo.
Can't make a challenge right now.
That's high.
Too deep.
Finds the Premier League's top scorer, Mo Salah.
I wasn't talking about your announcing debut.
That wasn't good.
Oh, but there was more happening than just my announcing debut at that show, I can guarantee you.
Backstage orgy.
No. No.
I think he got propositioned by an 18-year-old.
Just a guess.
Not probably by an 18-year-old, but sort of. But no.
Propositioned an 18-year-old.
Fuck! You stop it.
No, for the purposes of comedy, it's amusing. Especially seeing you get all flustered and go in red.
12:50. Matt, that you're not wearing any Liverpool. Don't you normally wear your Liverpool hat or something? I realised I meant to change into my new Liverpool jersey and I forgot, but I can do that shortly. Perhaps that's why they haven't scored yet.
You talk about sort of wearing stuff out of habit when watching football. I went to my 5th York City home game of the season. York playing red and blue for anybody who doesn't know, red shirts, blue shorts. I've worn a red T-shirt and a blue jacket and my York City hat to every game, and I haven't seen them lose yet this season.
Oh, got to keep doing it. Are you washing any of those items in between, or is it? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm washing them in between. Yeah.
I know there a ball straight forward. And Kilman cleared it.
My next live game is New Year's Day at 3:00. See what kind of state I'm in for that. We're going in the South Stand as well, which is where all the 14-year-olds who think they're a firm sit, and it's all loud and all the chants start and the drummer's in there. So I'm probably going to have a great time.
Yeah.
That's some odd control from Bowen, but it worked out. I meant to say, no, that wasn't a foul. Come off it. One other advantage, if Trent does go to Real Madrid, would be for England to get Trent and Bellingham playing in the same team regularly. Because one of the sort of glaring omissions from Gareth Southgate's reign as England manager is that he never integrated Trent. A player of the talent of Trent Alexander-Arnold for almost any other team in the world would be a 60, 70 cap player by now.
Yeah.
And it's madness that he didn't find a way to get him in until his final tournament.
What a ball to Mo Salah.
That was beautiful.
Onside.
Go on, Mo. Take him apart. Lovely ball to Jones. Oh, Gary.
Curtis Jones. Great save by Ariano again. Alvarez against Jones. Jones winning out. And the ball is still in play.
Jones is another one I'm really glad to see coming good this season. He's been in and out of the team, struggled with injuries, but Slot's managed him very well, and he's repaid him with some brilliant performances.
Speaking of brilliant performances, credit to the West Ham defence for getting out without getting a corner on.
Yeah.
Or a goal kick, for that matter. And foul on Robertson by the West Ham man, and it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool.
Well, that was another Robbo error for a minute. I thought they were going to be through with him down on the ground. They're just saying offside. They're not saying foul. No, I don't think Robbo did a good job there.
The flag went up and then pointed in favour of Liverpool, so it wasn't wasn't waved as an offside.
That was a lovely ball in for Curtis Jones from Salvador on the
and Gakpo again on the break.
Left. Oh, just
Robertson, Gakpo.
Oh, just somebody level the bastard.
Burke, Ali Mack. Robertson. Could have gone anywhere, but it's behind.
Too low.
I can't say his name.
Mavropanos.
Bless you.
Oh,
if you want pronunciation, you go to Dan Griffin. Ali Mack having to go retrieve a ball because they don't want to get the ball back to him.
Ref will just have the time on anyway. If you're playing for time with 16 minutes on in the game, that's ridiculous.
Did you see the ball, but he stand up and then put the ball he had in his hand on the actual cone again, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Leicester were doing that at Anfield on Boxing Day. They went 1-0 up and they were time wasting from 20 minutes.
But if you won up, I don't blame you for that. But if you're not, are you?
Cleared. Yeah. It's going all the way back to Gravenberg, is that?
Yeah. Gravenberg.
He covers. Ooh.
Gakpo on his weaker side, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Gravenberg just covers ground so quickly. He
was offside, but so it wasn't in the end.
Yeah.
Gravenberg, we saw a stat at the start of the game, none of it was over in America, Graham, but he's won more possession for Liverpool than any other player this season, which doesn't surprise me in his new quarterback role.
No. Yeah, no, he's been revelation. I know. Sounds like that was the role he used to play. Was it Ajax when he was a youngster? When he first came into like a professional game, but yeah, he's been an absolute revel. There's a difference between
Van Dijk on the left wing back just robbed him blind.
Yeah,
and now Van Dijk looks lost.
Yeah, he's got a nosebleed. Gravenberg's massive strength for me though is the way he manages to take a ball, turn on a dime, and then he's just away from every player. We've not had a player do that on a consistent basis in that Liverpool midfield. Well, possibly ever. The closest one to it would have been somebody like Thiago, but he was so injury prone, he wasn't in the team for long enough to really stamp his mark on it.
Yeah, well, less about Thiago Alcantara, the better.
I still think he was one of the most technically gifted players to ever grace the Anfield turf.
I agree.
He was, on his day, was unplayable. Lovely ball over the top by McAllister.
And beautiful defending in the end there by Kilman.
Yeah, very good. Sorry, what were you going to say, Matt?
I said, unfortunately, we didn't see more than half an hour of that at a time.
Yeah, massive shame.
Why 25 million turned out to be rather a waste of money.
Yeah, was it again? Oh, that was Curtis Jones caught napping there, but recovers well.
No foul given. Brilliant tackle given, referee.
It was the goal that he scored against, I think it was Brighton, where the ball stayed about an inch and a half off the floor for about 20 yards.
Can I say that will not be Mo Salah's highlight reel for the season?
No, that was not good.
No.
West Ham breaking down the left.
Van Dijk heads it out.
Header from Van Dijk.
It then clear.
From Trent.
Trent.
He's already in Madrid.
Alisson Becker was rallying the troops. It felt like on the BBC website today.
I haven't seen
it. You need to go out and establish your own legacy. Which I'm all for it. I don't mind that. One Bissaka's on the left wing now. If Trent just thunders that downfield, it's going to go out of play, is it? No, it's not.
No. Give Mo something to chase, but there's no way he was catching up to that one. Dan, I guess one of the other questions is then, let's assume that Trent is going to Real Madrid. One of the questions that somebody's posed already is, if that's true, do you just not play him for the rest of the season? Or do you...
No, you absolutely play him.
If his head's been turned and his thoughts are on Madrid, is it better just to play Conor Bradley if he is fit?
No.
Would Conor be your first choice if he's leaving? Or do you get what you can out of Trent for the rest of the season?
You get what you can out of Trent. He's still the better player. He's still a hometown boy. He's still outwardly, everything he said in the media, he's still... he's gone for goal here.
Diaz chasing it down, but no, he's going behind.
And he still wants to win things with Liverpool this season. He's a very professional person.
Yeah, I guess
as long as that's reflected on the pitch,
sure,
you keep playing him.
I mean, he still can't grow a moustache, but
neither can I really, and I'm 35.
Yeah, I guess while there's nothing that's affecting his play, then yeah, you keep doing it. But if it starts to show in his play,
you maybe have more of an eye on rotation and use Bradley a bit more, get a few more minutes in his legs, particularly as he comes back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
But when you've got Trent to play, you play Trent.
Spoiler alert in the background there. Sounds like that might be
a few moans and groans.
Salah attack, but it was deemed to be unlawful.
Well, this is my first time drinking Boddingtons in a while, and it's awful.
We're halfway towards half time, pretty much. I didn't get a chance to ask you guys if you have any pies for today for the Pie Club. I made a special effort.
I do not.
Is it a pickle pie?
I think I told you already what it was. I said I bought some. Oh, hold on. There's a chance coming down left with Diaz right now.
Good save again.
Great save from Ariola.
Was a good save. I think I told you I bought some Christmas goods this year. This is my first Christmas in Virginia. So I was like, hey, let me send some stuff to the house. So I got like After 8 mints. I actually had a big Christmas pudding, which I haven't had for some rum butter. I just had some Walker's Crisps arrive, got some Monster Munch, Scampi fries, bacon. Like I've been getting lots of stuff and I haven't had mince pies in years. So I was like, and I realized that I was like, oh shoot, I haven't even opened them yet. I was like, Pie Club. I'll open them for the Pie Club. So yeah, I have a fruit mince pie for halftime.
I tell a lie, I do have something for Pie Club.
Mince pie?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you suddenly realised that you had one left or something.
I've had
something much more square.
I've had 24 mince pies this festive period, and they've all gone.
If you're saying you've eaten 24 by yourself, is that what you're saying?
Not in one sitting, but yeah.
Well, I didn't assume it was in one sitting, but 12 days of Christmas and 24 pies, that's quite a few.
I've been buying them since October.
Okay. Have you eaten 24 pies? Mince pies?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
I mean,
other festive treats as well. If that's your only festive treat, then that's fine. There's no way that's your only festive treat.
I've had, it's not my festive treat, Graham, because I have my Pie Club item right here.
That looks like that's pretty big.
That looks like tinfoil.
It's what's inside the tinfoil.
Oh, my bad.
If I was being American, I would say it looks like you got an aluminum pie.
Aluminium. You heathen fucks.
Absolutely.
Pronounce the letters in words.
I think I heard Americans discovered it. And if that's true, then I think they're allowed to call it aluminum. I'll concede that one.
Only when they start spelling it aluminum.
My favorite misspelling.
It's nuclear, not nuclear.
My favorite misspelling by an American recently, the whole post I saw on Facebook was terrible. It was somebody trying to sell a horse. But instead of a gentle horse, they put a genital horse.
Yeah.
I think he said big genital horse as well. Which made it
ride our big genital horse. And speaking of big genitals, Wrexham pulled out a 2-1 win over Wigan today. That win puts them second in League One and in the automatic spot. Yeah, the Wrexham, the Man City of the lower leagues.
No, because Wrexham win games.
Man City won today.
2 wins in 14 is not a record to be proud of.
It's funny though, isn't it?
It's hilarious, isn't it?
To be fair, I don't know how Wrexham's spending compares to other teams in League One, because I know this season Burnley splashed 10 million quid to sign Jay Stansfield, a striker from Fulham.
Well.
I think he's their top scorer.
Yeah, but I would have spent it in other places.
Matt, we've traded stories recently about bets that didn't go very well. Because you posted one, I was like, you weren't even close on this accumulator that you had. And I stick to the one that I'd had. And anyway, I have one that's outstanding right now. I got a free $10 bet. All I had to do was fill in this questionnaire that took 5 minutes. I'm like, sure. So as my son is a big Baltimore Ravens fan, I put $10 in the Super Bowl for the Ravens to win. And it was about 7-1, 6.5-1, something like that. I decided to add in an extra one to try and boost the value a little bit. Man City to finish in the top 6 added in an extra point to it. I'm like, that's obvious. That's like a no-brainer. You should add that to every single bet. Thankfully, they are in the top 6 right now, but that could go. I was like, this is when they were second in the league as well. I'm like, how could Man City suddenly go so bad?
Well, a combination of other teams figuring them out and the players all kind of going to shit.
And being a one-trick pony with Rodri, apparently.
Diaz,
but no, it seemed like, obviously Baltimore.
That was filthy from Curtis Jones.
Good strength from Kudus there to keep the ball.
Gakpo, robbed by Kudus still there, and who does play it out there.
Gakpo never had that ball. That was all Kudus.
I do apologise.
That was brilliant strength.
Gomez. Should be a corner, surely.
Don't put your hands on your head, Gomez. That hit your toe, you silly sod.
To answer your question, Graham, I had a free bet ACCA this afternoon. I had Forest to win.
Yep, that one.
Palace to win.
Ding.
Spurs to win.
Oh, 2-2.
Fulham to win.
Oh.
Leicester and City to draw.
Oh. West Ham about to take the corner here.
And West Ham to win.
Was that just for was that just to make up so if they did lose, Liverpool did lose, you'd have at least some compensation? Was that the thinking behind that?
Partially, but there's also the written rule: you don't bet on your own team.
Okay. Well, you don't have to bet on that.
Team. You don't bet against that whole rule is you don't bet against your own team.
Yeah.
As Kudus rifles it into.
If that had all come in, by the way, I'm looking at $6.5 grand. So
I had a £5 free bet. I had a £5 free bet. I had 5 teams, and it's all fallen down already because my UTT co-host Rob, his team Huddersfield Town, failed to win. So Rob owes me money.
When I was in Scotland, we were there with our mutual friend Pom, Graham, who's a big Norwich fan, and Norwich was one of the teams I had in my ACCA, and they lost 3-0 that day.
Eek.
They were top of the league. They were near the top of the league at the time. They were my surefires.
Scotland? Oh,
well,
spoiler alert.
The ball comes forward. It's cleared by Van Dijk. We know what's coming, perhaps. Robertson.
There is every chance that my dad's just sat in there and making noise to fuck with us.
Finds Trent Alexander-Arnold. Finds Mo Salah.
Somebody could have just asked him if he wanted a mince pie.
He wouldn't be that
Alexander
enthusiastic.
Arnold.
He wouldn't be that
Alexander
enthusiastic.
Arnold. Retrieve the ball near halfway. Finds Graven back. Trent now with the ball inside. Finds Lucio Diaz.
There we go.
And back to Diaz and drops it bottom corner.
There we go.
Superb rifle finish into the bottom left-hand corner from Diaz.
I know that's not his natural position, but I really like Diaz as a centre forward, and I love Gakpo on the left.
He just gets to buzz around, doesn't he, and cause chaos?
Yeah.
Which I
He's
do
a
like.
skillful player. He's going to take those chances. Sadly, much better than Darwin Núñez would.
Let's just have a look here. Diaz gets the ball in the middle of the park. There's nobody with him.
Nobody's with him.
Defensive ping pong, and then he just pounces on it and rifles it.
Yep.
Plays the 1-2 to himself off of Marco Polo.
Well, it comes off. I think it's Mavropanos, and then on to it's either Max Kilman or the reincarnation of Mark Noble.
That's the way it goes. You don't go. Why would you give him so much space that close to the goal, though? That's not good defending, and that's when you're going to get punished. You can only give so many chances like that, and you know that at some point they're going to score.
That's what Lopetegui's team have really struggled with this season. They've been playing decent football this half. They've had a couple of half chances, but then there will just be a defensive brain fart.
To confirm that, it's West Ham 0, Liverpool 1.
Connor's happy. Give me them FPL points, Diaz. Yeah, third goal in 2 games. It just flashed up on Sky over here. Can't go wrong with that.
I've got to admit, as we do here so often the Volley, we end up giving the players nicknames. And Mavropanos is now I'm torn between Marco Polo or Olivier Panis. Bowen going forward and Bowen knocking over Van Dijk.
I was just going to call him micro penis because it kind of rhymes.
I mean, Van Dijk went down like he'd been shot by a sniper.
Well, he got a good boot to the left shin.
I hope it's not a recurrence of his injury. Graham is now in fact,
he kicked him on the ankle.
Oof, that'll hurt.
It wasn't malicious from Bowen. It has to be said. Van Dijk was coming in quite quickly. Bowen was looking at the ball, about to take a shot. It is just coming together.
He also came off pretty bad as well. He's wincing in pain, having kicked a Dutchman in the leg. a Dutchman whose leg is the side of a fucking oak tree.
Yeah, Konstantinos Mavropanos. I now christen him Constant Micropenis.
Well, we have. Well, to be fair, who was it? You was it handsome? Handsome who was it you said the other day? The handsome son, was it?
I can't remember.
It was getting the top. No foul given as West Ham come forward. Paqueta.
Oh, that was terrible.
Straight down the throat of Allison.
He must have had a bet on his passing percentages.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know the latest of all that. He might have been found innocent, but I don't know if it's still tied up in investigation. That's poor from McAllister. But he gets it straight back, because that's even poorer from Wan-Bissaka. Gakpo there just stuttering and starting his run. Nobody could quite find him.
Diaz on the left wing now. Gakpo got inside. This fluidity. I love this fluidity.
Yep.
Hot shot from
Jones goes for goal. West Ham now can't afford a time waste.
That makes it really difficult to defend when you keep switching positions like that. But Liverpool have the ability to do that. And that's definitely one of them.
One thing I just want to point out there, we've been saying how Robertson hasn't been quite the same. One thing I've noticed, and he did it there, is...
In
seasons past, he'd have gone for the overlap with Robertson. But this time he was 4 yards inside.
I've just realised something, guys, by the way.
Oh, yeah, get a drink out of me, Matt. I don't know if anybody heard that, but my dad offered his summation of Robertson. Simply, he's shite.
If you want to let Papa Griff know, it's first drink time.
Oh,
Cheers, cheers, Diaz. Fuck, that's gross. Oh, It doesn't go down any smoother, I tell you.
Too many jokes made out of that one.
My liver is punching me right now, saying, "What the fuck are you doing to yourself again?"
Well, you could have put half that amount in there.
That was half the amount I put in last week.
It wasn't. It was about the same.
Kudos.
Ooh.
Good.
Gets the header.
Gets it on target.
What's Carlos Sola whinging about?
Those are coming together in the area, but I don't.
That's a lovely touch from Kudos.
Oh, filthy, isn't it?
Yeah, Sola there just been an absolute panel. That rightly got a tumbleweed.
I think he's trying to get a foul off of Trent, wasn't he?
I thought it was McAllister, wasn't it? Well, they've stopped play right now, so is VAR taking a look?
Yeah.
It was McAllister. McAllister has his hands all over him. I don't know what he's doing. You cannot have your hands up in the air like that. There is no reason for it.
Looks like Gomez is injured.
Oh, this would be a really bad injury if he's unable to continue.
We have got Quanta on the bench.
Yeah, Quanta's meant to go on the bench, so
it's more worrisome long term.
I think I heard that isn't Konate going to be available for the next game against Manchester United?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Game, but I think I heard Konate is going to be back, and there was one more person. But
he pulled out. That's his hamstring. He's gone.
Oh no!
That's his season done.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's not just a knock. Oh,
yeah, that's going to be a few weeks.
I mean, my mind goes back to the days of Michael Owen. Remember when he used to have them made out of milk?
Yeah. His legs were made of tissue paper and dreams by the end of it.
You ain't wrong. But Joel Kwanzaa, a lad we have a lot of time and respect for, made it into international football this year as well.
Still very raw. Raw talent.
But the future is bright, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure in his back of his mind, though, he knows he's made kind of 2 big mistakes so far this season, though. That's got to weigh on you a little bit when you're a young.
Then it's a chance to redeem yourself, is what I call it.
It didn't help. It didn't help that one of them was in the very first game of the season.
Yeah, and he got pulled at half time. That's got to be that affects you for sure. Oh, no penalty.
Whew. Yeah, I think that's about right. It was a bit of a coming together. Yes, McAllister had his hands up, but
he went down like a sniper.
I still think it's a stupid thing to do. There is no reason to do that. There's no reason.
If you make the VAR guy have to make a decision, that's not good.
But yeah, I suppose that's also when the clear and obvious error comes into things, because it's got to be clear and obvious for the ref made a mistake, and I don't think it is that. I don't think it was there. Oh, next Sunday, Liverpool Man U.
I've got to work that. Damn it.
I'll be home. Yep. Yes. Sorry, I'm just figuring out I've got a bit of a good weekend next week, because I will be at the
Rise?
Final.
Oh.
Ooh, hit the
post! They shot off the inside of the post and across the face of the goal. Wow.
And then Trent wins the goal kick.
All being well, I will be at Rise, yes, but it entirely depends on how much ale gets sunk at the darts, to be honest. Because I'll be coming
at the Alley Pally.
At the Alley Pally, because then I'll be coming back, and I'll still have to get from York to Leeds, which is either more trains on a Sunday. On the Saturday, or I'll be having to drive.
When's the final end?
Friday the 3rd.
Oh, that's just wrong.
And then Rise on the Saturday.
The old days when it used to be on New Year's Day, regardless of what day of the week it was.
I missed the
There's also 96 people in the tournament now as well, which makes it takes a little longer to get through all those people.
Because the BDO's gone.
It's been replaced by the WDF.
That sounds like a watered down version of WCW.
They had their World Championship end on the 8th of December, and the I can't remember who won it, but the other guy in the final was Paul Lim.
70, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the guy who hit the first ever televised 9-darter. Ball over the top. Salah leaves it alone because he's been offside. Played into him. Oh, what a touch from Mo!
Oh, what a touch from Mo Salah! And it's Cody Gakpo.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
It'd be interesting to see if this is upheld because Mo was offside when the original ball was played, but then came away from it.
He didn't interfere with play.
Yeah,
that's a IQ 100, isn't it?
This is that Trent? Oh no, ball over the top from McAllister. Salah is undoubtedly offside. He leaves it for Curtis Jones, peels off. Look at this touch here. Oh, nutmegs Mavropanos. The ball bobbles for Gakpo, and Gakpo.
Is that a back heel nutmeg for good measure?
Yeah, I think it is. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's not a nutmeg. He just took it away from him.
And Cody Gakpo on the volley, no less.
Okay, Matt, I got to call you out on one thing. You don't have a good reputation.
2 nutmegs.
But you said IQ 100. That's average IQ. You were talking about a player that was above average IQ. So that was not a good number to pick.
To be fair,
I use an IQ of less than 100. I'm not really surprised.
Right, first of all, ouch.
With all the IQ talk, do you reckon Cole Palmer would be below Forrest Gump?
Cole Palmer generally would be in bottom set maths.
Dan, just out of interest, what year was the first WrestleMania?
1985.
Oh, it is common knowledge. That'll make more sense later.
I've got so many podcasts to catch up on. It's going to be a while. Cheers.
That's 2, by the way.
Oh, God, Covington's is fucking awful.
I'll trade you right now.
No, you're all right.
It's a good job that your accumulator was already done. If this was the last leg you needed, that would have been kind of brutal.
Yeah. But I'd probably be drinking my fucking sorrows, wouldn't I? Because if I'd been that close to $6,000, and I would have been really pissed off.
Oh, unlucky there. Gravenberg just got blocked off from making the run.
Switch to watching Leeds and Derby because I need one. Now, did Connor spell Derby D-A-R-B-Y? Because he hears English people saying Derby, but when they say Derby,
it could be dyslexic, I think, Graham.
Ah,
so you should feel bad about yourself. You
should feel me. But Stephen Dobb, Salah, look at the Gakpo, cleared.
Nice little ball by Robertson. And to be honest, the ball should have been the ball from Gakpo. That should have been the reverse pass to Robertson.
2.5 to play before stoppage time.
Go on, Mo. Oh,
looking for Diaz.
It is proper backs against the wall action from. Oh, spoiler alert! As Mo plays the ball over, nothing doing.
Salah.
Brent takes it, clips it over.
My fucking liver is creaming at me now.
It's creaming at you. Is it liquefied? Is it turning patty?
It may well have done, yes. I mean, the Gakpo goal. I mean, Salah did so well, and then a little bit of luck through Kilman's leg before it gets slotted away by Gakpo. But
is that a candidate for Liverpool's goal of the season?
No way. Oh,
Salah. It's in the near post. Oh, that is. Oh.
Actually, do you know what? Actually, I'd say it's awful goalkeeping. He maybe should have got a hand to it. But I listened to an interview with, I think it was Chris Kirkland, and he was talking about how it really winds him up when people talk about the near post. He said because there's usually so many players in the box, and the shots come at you so fast that it doesn't make a difference if it's your near post or your far post. He says your far post, you're more inclined to be instinctively protecting, but that it's so quick that unless you've played as a keeper in these games, that everybody's got no idea and should all shut the fuck up.
Salah gets dispossessed by McAllister, and then
that's a sneaky finish.
All right, caption competition. Did you see that Trent Alexander-Arnold went over to him, covered his mouth, and said something to him? What do you think? What do you think he said to Salah?
Not sure. Related?
He says, "I'm having turkey dinosaurs for my tea tonight."
That sounds lush, to be fair. Oh, keeper, get a hand to it.
Ooh.
Turkey dinosaurs, potato smileys, and beans.
Switch the beans for spaghetti hoops.
Oh, they're showing that clip now of him covering his.
So that's Salah's 14th Premier League goal of the season.
Ask for another 50,000 a week before you sign.
Thing is, I'm going to say this: as much as I love Trent, Mo's worth more.
Oh, he is.
That's Mo's 16th or 17th.
I think it's 17th.
I apologise. Curtis Jones is like playing like Steven Gerrard right now. He's that far forward. Sancho.
Oh, Robertson. I'm surprised Robertson didn't get pulled up there. I thought he had his hand up to block off.
Don't forget to join us after the Pie Club for the second half when you can see #DrunkMatt.
I'm considering going to get the bottle of whiskey that's in my cupboard just to keep up.
3 minutes of time lost, by the way.
Except you won't get
3 drinks so far.
You won't get any. You won't get any of the hysterics that Matt's had from the whiskey though, because I've got good whiskey.
I mean, to be fair, this is not a bad whiskey.
It's no Cardew Gold single malt gold reserve though, is it?
No, it's not. But when that runs out, this is ready if need be.
Do I need to go and get my bottle of Ironclad that Mel got me for Christmas as well?
I thought you were going to say Iron Brew then.
Our friend Ross McComb would be approving of that.
Do
you know what? They actually have it on draft. They have it on draft in Edinburgh, by the way.
I did try it last year. I did try Iron Brew as a mixer with I think it was rum though, just to see
brilliant.
how it was.
It worked brilliantly with Jack Daniel's original.
Liverpool on the break here with lovely, but what a ball!
What a ball to Salah from Trent!
There's an echo here. Go on, Mo.
I didn't hear any celebrations from the other room, so I assume this is going to amount to nothing.
I would have kept it.
It kind of takes away the fun, doesn't it?
We can, well, at least we can go off on tangents. If we don't hear anything from the other room, then we can just talk shit for
Eric Freeze in the chat is saying, "Wait, you let Graham on, but not me."
I said that. You obviously missed the start, Eric. I did actually say that exact thing.
Eric, we felt it wasn't Liverpool biased enough.
We didn't want to see you. I'm sure the feeling was they didn't want to see you a grown man cry. 3-0 at halftime would not have been a pretty sight, probably.
I mean, probably not.
Although after you took that first drink, you looked like you had tears in your eyes, Matt, to be honest.
Dear Lord.
That's a lovely clip in from Robbo. He's playing some good passes, is Robertson, actually. It's just some of his defensive decision-making is questionable. Ball over from Robbo. Oh, just didn't drop for Mo.
Oh, that was close. That was close.
Something tells me we're not going to get another goal before half-time, but I'm really hoping.
Well, there's 20 seconds left, and we're behind.
Goal.
I haven't heard anything from the other room. I think that's a fair assumption.
But I think Papa Griffin is extremely happy right now. Van Dijk's finds Kwanzaa, and referees whistle ready to close things up. Liverpool playing better keep ball just to get to half time, and that'll be it. Half time.
Right, so Matt, as you've got your food next to you, and I need to get another beer, I'm going to leave it to you to hold the fort while I go restock.
Okay, it's half time here on the Volley. It is Liverpool 3, West Ham at London Stadium. So as it is time now to, it's time for you guys to all join us for the half-time Pie Club.
Man, I thought that was a screenshot for a minute. I was like, oh my gosh, that looks just like my mince pie right there.
half time here on the Volley. It's Pie Club. It's Pie Club time. The alcohol may be taking effect. It is West Ham United 0, Liverpool 3. West Ham had their chances. We will talk about the football as we go along. But first, our guest. You have got a pie. Would you mind just telling us what pie you have for people who may just be joining us?
It's Mr. Kipling. I was going to bring the box down actually, but I was like, I can just tell you it's Mr. Kipling. It's a fruit mince pie is the description. And Matt, it's a good job that I'm a poker player because I managed to keep a straight face when you hinted at it earlier. But I was kind of curious, what would happen if we took a pie and we added some pickles to it? So here we go. No, only one way of finding out. Scientific method, right? That's really good, actually.
I think I'm gonna be sick. I've just watched. I like a pickle, but I've just watched a grown ass man put pickles on top of a mince pie and then decided to eat it.
That's so good.
Dan, if you watch it back later, I'm glad you weren't here.
I was going to wait for Dan, but you put me on the spot. You said I had to have it right now, so. That's good.
Can I come on for the second half? Eric, check your Instagram inbox, sir. Oh God,
Graham should have sent it to his Twitter.
Graham just needs a Dr. Pepper to chase that pie.
You got to get here on time, buddy. Dr. Pepper, lemon, pickles. It's nearly gone as well. It's really good. I'm starting to get more pickle juice now. I'm towards the bottom as well, which makes it even better.
It's just wrong. So yeah, Dan is just restocking on alcohol and meat-based products. Yeah, so first off, I'm just going to take this off because my heating is on and it's a little bit warm in here now.
Time to open that aluminum foil.
I will do in a moment, but just so the tree is in full effect still. The tree is in full effect. I knew some people in my on my Facebook feed who took it down the 23rd.
What?
Because they weren't going to be at home for Christmas.
Huh?
Yeah, genuinely.
That makes no sense. That's
okay. Stupid. Well, there you go. You've already seen this.
I have. Oh, it's a Christmas cake.
It's my big old chunk of Christmas cake. This is literally
that's not a
the
pie.
Size. Didn't say it was.
At no point you said you had a pie for Pie Club.
No, I said I had something for Pie Club.
But that's not a pie.
No, I meant that.
Okay.
No.
Oh, am I the only one that has a pie then? Oh no, Dan said he had a pie.
Dan said he got something square.
Oh, that's right. That was cryptic. Do you know what that is? I don't know.
No idea. You know as much as I do. Why don't you? While I'm devising a way to open said Christmas cake, why don't you give your thoughts on the first half?
Oh, I'm actually watching. The highlights are just coming on right now. They're just kind of showing the goals. It was a little nervy those first 15 minutes or so. Like Liverpool were clearly the better team, but West Ham definitely had some chances. I'm going to say we've got also that post. I think that was one of the key moments. Actually, that shot that if that had gone in off the post, I think that could have made it a different game. At 3 goals. I don't think you're catching Liverpool back. I think the big mistake that West Ham made is that obviously everyone knows that Liverpool's playing really well right now and scoring goals for fun and not conceding a massive amount, although in the last 10 games or so, they've been giving up a lot more. They've been giving up more than 1 goal a game. I think they're sitting back too much. Like when we saw that Diaz won that ball, and I was like, why are you giving him so much space? The thing I noticed was the line was further back. And unfortunately, when you've got players of Liverpool's quality who can do those interchange of passes, and as we saw on one of the goals, sometimes you're going to get a lucky bounce that just falls to you. I think you're playing a dangerous game. And right now, I think their defending is too deep. They're trying to get people behind the ball, but they're getting too many people behind the ball. And it just allows... That's the thing that Liverpool do really well now. Now they've slowed things down. They're quite prepared to kind of move that ball up gradually, until you're basically backed up against your own goal. And West Ham were definitely guilty of doing that in that first half. And it showed. Like I said at the start, I love Gakpo on the left. I love Diaz in the middle. Who doesn't love Salah on the right? That's Liverpool's attacking formation. If you want to throw Jota in instead of Diaz, I have no problems with that either. I think he's a phenomenal striker as well. But yeah, when you've got the support from some of those midfielders we've been talking about, like Gravenberg's always solid, McAllister as well. Curtis Jones played well. But you know also what's going to happen around the 60-minute mark? They're going to bring in players like Dominic Zobbers. Yeah, that guy. They're going to bring in
Handsome Dom.
But then they're going to have those rotations as well. And when the rotations come on, teams are nervous because they know they got strength coming off the bench as well. But yeah, West Ham gave it a good go. If they could have scored on a couple of those opportunities, it might have been a different game. But Liverpool have looked really good going forwards again.
Yeah, they're just showing the various goals here as well. At this point, Konor is reminding us all that Mo Salah makes Premier League history as the first player to score and assist in 8 different games in a single season. That feels like that should have
go. Wow,
8 only score and assist in 8 games. That feels like it should have been more.
No,
this season.
To have both a goal and an assist in one game is mental. To have 8 in half a season is ridiculous.
Yeah.
In just the Premier League.
I don't think he's talking lifetime, Matt. I think he's talking about this season.
Yeah, but the fact that it hasn't happened in the previous 32 seasons, Graham, is amazing. You think about a player like
scorers aren't people who give assists.
Think about a player that come before though, like Cantona, Rooney, Ronaldo. All Man United player, like, aren't you?
Yeah, but Ronaldo gives assists. Are you kidding me? He's taking
I'm thinking back in the old days, Graham, before he went to Madrid. He used to do assists.
Huh. Wow. I forget you're older than I remember. Yeah, I guess he did used to do stuff like that.
We have someone joining us, by the way.
I send it to the father and
Eric.
to him.
Hey.
Welcome, Eric, from an Having a V podcast. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Do you see my little caption underneath?
We do indeed. We do indeed. Captain Archer is your Star Trek captain. You're wrong.
Captain Morgan is ruining Matt's life at the minute.
Too real.
You're not wrong, to be fair, at all. Welcome, Eric. Your first time on the show, and not that I don't want you on. I didn't know if you were available, so that was all.
So you could have done like me. You could have just sent like a message and like, Graham, are you available on Sunday? You could have done like the same thing with Eric. That's one way of finding out, right? You asked. Like you didn't know if I was available, so you asked. You could have done
Please don't make drunk Matt do thinking right now.
Just like sober Matt.
I am 3 shots to the wind right now.
This is his excuse now. So when he makes idiotic comments, he has something to fall back on.
Let's not forget, this is 40%.
I made an idiotic comment. It's the drink that's talking.
Well, no, I just can't make coherent thoughts happen. So Eric,
by not being able to drink properly.
Okay, well, we're going to come to Dan's pie momentarily, or what his food item is. Eric, thank you for joining us. Would you mind giving us your thoughts on the first half from West Ham perspective?
I actually don't think we've been playing that bad. It's just you guys are like ridiculously good. Kudos had that really good chance where like if it goes in instead of off the post, maybe it's 2-1 instead of 3-0. But you guys are figuring out as the game goes by that like you could just pick us apart, like because our midfield is trash. That's the big thing for us. And then, but yeah, I don't like we've got the defense sort of under control the last couple of games. But I mean, losing Fabian, Southampton really killed us. But yeah, not. I don't think it's been that bad actually. Although I said to him. Is camera good now?
Lovely.
Good now, camera?
Lovely.
Okay, great. Yeah, losing Fabianski kind of hurts because he sort of stabilized goaltending. But I mean, I think Areola has to be the guy for us, so we'll see.
Dan, what have you been eating?
I've been on the gala pie.
He's got a gala pie.
That did used to have pastry around it, but it all fell apart because I had to take out the jelly that was holding it together because it's disgusting. But yeah, that is a slab of pork pie with a boiled egg in the middle of it.
Nice.
And it's bloody delicious.
I mean, fair enough. Dan, would you mind doing the converse for me while I sort myself out a beverage that isn't famous grouse? I have alcohol available.
You ask me that, and I've got a mouthful of pork.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
You don't normally expect me to talk with a mouthful of pork. That's the problem. Yes, go on, get yourself a drink.
Okay, thank you very much, young man.
As I tidy up the droppings. Yeah, so with the West Ham hat on, Eric, would there be a case for maybe trying West Fotheringham in the next game? Because even though he got relegated with Sheffield United last season, I still think he's a very impressive keeper. I don't know if there's a...
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. I don't know if they would go that level. Like, he is a good goalie, West Fotheringham, but I think they want to see if Areola can somehow bounce back here. But I mean, putting in 50, 75-year-old Fabianski to save the season is not going to help you, you know? So, but
that's fair enough. You said before that you were worried about the midfield. Is there anything that they can do to fix that with what they've got?
I want to say possibly. Like, the thing is, Paqueta, however you pronounce his name, has wanted to leave West Ham for a few years, so you can tell like he's not really committed to the bit when it comes to defending, and so like that's really screwing us over. But like if he gave a crap, if he gave a care about it, then I think
we don't give a fuck about cursing on this show. It's fine.
Okay, fair enough. I think if he played better, it would be good. But we definitely need a guy like our version of Rodri to be in the midfield. Like we need to acquire that guy. We haven't had a guy like that since Payet, and that's like almost a decade ago. So
yeah, well, it's sort of quite a different player profile when you talk about Rodri. Then you're needing like Edson Alvarez and Carlos Sola to step up. Or Souček to not be banned for getting too many yellow cards.
Yeah, exactly. Rodriguez, I don't know what he offers, but
don't even know who that is actually thinking about it. Who's Rodriguez in the team?
Guido Rodriguez. They brought him in because he's from Barcelona.
He's banned as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know nothing about that guy.
I was going to ask you guys if you thought that Bruno deliberately got a yellow card in his last game so he doesn't have to play against Liverpool.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, okay, that's my reaction as well.
Neymar always does.
Yeah, he has previous on this as well. Like, he's not up for those big matches. Like, he would rather just be, I can't play, so I'm not going to be part of the loss. Yeah. Terrible captain.
They gave some
the single worst captain in the league. Sorry, Eric.
Oh, not a problem. They gave some stat about how even though you guys score like 3-4 goals a game, you still give up 2. So I think another thing I'd put on is give Somerville a look because that guy's really good. So we'll see though.
Yeah, the first few games of the season, it was averaging like half a goal per game, and then like the last 10, it's been like 1.5 to 2. But they've just been scoring far more, so it's not really made a difference at this point. Matt, I can see the players coming down the tunnel. You haven't even had the halftime cake club yet.
Yeah, sorry about that, but my ears finally started to pop after about 5 days, so I apologise about that. But yeah, a good old chunk of Christmas cake here.
Very nice. And just for reference, with talking about Liverpool conceding in the league, Liverpool have the second best defence behind Arsenal in the entire league this season. We've scored 43 goals and only conceded 17, so that is less than a goal a game. We might have had one or two where we've conceded a couple, but it's really not as bad as they're making out. Is this Nicholas Fulcrum coming on for West Ham? On to Debo.
And Alvarez going off.
Of that contrast with the first 10 games down. I think that was the thing. They were just so solid at the time.
Right. Because it pissed me off. It pissed me
Relatively, it looked worse, but it's still very good.
Yeah. And they were talking about Salah about it. You watch him control a ball like that for the nutmeg, to make the goal. And they're talking about it as if it's a deflection and if it's lucky. And I don't get it. Salah's really underrated in wider media as one of the best players ever.
Yeah. Dan, it's unfortunate that you missed my halftime pie. It was a unique.
It's all right, Dan. You're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
All right, breaking with Salah down the right to open up the second half. Our time, Eric, you might want to do a time check with us. I'm assuming you guys left yours running. I'm at 45, 25, 26, 27.
Perfect with me.
Second head. So I'll be
perfect with me, yeah.
I'm at 45, 45.
So you're going to need to pause for a little bit then.
You pause, Eric,
and 7 seconds, I think.
Pause, Eric, and tell us what time is on the pause.
Okay. Hang on. 45:59.
Okay, and pause now.
That suddenly went from like 7 seconds to 2 seconds somehow.
Saladin! Great save again by Ariano, who's kept it to single figures.
Huh?
That of saves he's made in this game, Graham, he's kept it at single figures.
Single figures. It's 3-0, not 9-0.
It could have been much higher already, Graham. I'm being sarcastic, all right? Go on.
No, you weren't. You were being hyperbolic.
Yes. Absolutely, I was. But in fact, he made 6 or 7 great saves, Graham, already.
It's like you've had exceedingly active testicles. You're hyperbolic.
Absolutely. Robertson's corner. Kwanzaa is clear away by West Ham. A foul given against Luis Diaz.
This is going to be great because Matt's a lightweight. In about 10 minutes, it's just going to be a string of who? What? Lucky we're here to limit out this time.
My limit's about 3 drinks normally.
Well, you picked a good game to decide to do your shot challenge then last game.
Well, get it up there.
Yeah.
There you go. Is it offside? Nope.
Come on. Stolen breaking, feeding one.
Come on.
You're ahead of us, Eric. You definitely, I'm going to say, originally you were 7 seconds ahead, but when you were reading those times, it was like 2. You're clearly about 5 seconds ahead of us, I think.
Sorry, I'm at 47, 44.
You're 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're 2 seconds ahead. Pause for 2 seconds and then play again. There you go.
Yeah, you were bemoaning the fact that the chance had been missed before we'd even seen the pass go down the side.
Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa finds Trent, who launches it.
We'll all hear if Liverpool score from the back room of my house.
Yeah. And West Ham, to be fair. Because that would be fucking shite.
That's the reason they have to allow cursing, because Dan's dad is not going to censor himself while watching a game.
So. Fucking shite!
And nor am I. Just got a scrap in midfield there, but Liverpool come out with it.
Van Dijk and Kwanzaa.
Go on, Matt.
No, go on.
I was going to say, my only worry with Van Dijk and Kwanzaa next to each other is that they're both so similar. And obviously Kwanzaa's still a bit of a raw talent. They're both very comfortable, almost to the point of placid on the ball.
Yeah, probably in comes Salah again.
Salah.
On his right side.
He's left-footed. Yeah.
You just knew he was going to shank it.
Oh god.
That was not good.
I've long said that if you're a professional footballer, you should score with both feet.
Okay, my question is, why is the West Ham left back so far ahead of Mo Salah in that position?
Because he's a left wing back. He's playing left wing, not wing back.
They didn't have the ball though, so you can't do that when Liverpool's on the I just think he's way out of position. I think that's.
I agree, Graham. I fully agree, Graham. I do believe that it's meant to be Wan-Bissaka, but he was playing on the right side.
Yeah, that wasn't
Eric. Connor's saying that everyone watching on Twitch, okay, well, Salah is about a minute ahead of him. So Salah complete about with Tony Gakpo. No, not Gakpo. Yeah, so I apologise. They switched. I just saw who's coming from that side, and that's a reckless challenge by McAllister.
Do not get sent off the week I brought you into my fantasy team, McAllister, you little twat.
I think he's getting away with this one here, but Bowen felt that one for sure.
He's making the most of it. Get up, you turd.
I'm at 50 minutes.
You got the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 50. I'm at 50-15.
Yeah, I'm at 50-10.
Oh, you're now 10 seconds behind us somehow.
2 seconds. You paused it for 10 seconds, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, we've got a big problem now. Then 3 of us have got to click pause. I think.
No, keep going. It's fine.
You should refresh, Eric, and then pause.
I'm going to refresh myself.
Absolutely. It's here come West Ham.
Why do I say that? I'm drinking Boddingtons and it's fucking awful. I don't know why I'm sticking with it.
Kudus. And it goes behind before one of us can get there.
Kudus really is a different level to the rest of that West Ham team.
Yeah. I mean, Bowen should be there too, but you're right. Like, we have nobody past that. I mean, if Paqueta actually cared, it would be they'd be better.
I mean, is he just trying to get himself a move to the blue side of Manchester?
Oh, not anymore. He's trying to go back to Spain, I think.
He's trying to go somewhere where the gambling problem won't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Italy, then.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who was the winger a while back. He was absolutely mercurial on his day for West Ham, but he could just be a real sulky little bitch.
Di Canio?
Was that? Yeah, if you go back that far, it was more recent than Di Canio. Was it Payet? Was it Payet who was prone to a bit of a sulk and a whinge?
Yeah,
Dimitri Payet. Payet, who's now
was their guy forever, but my
stepdad almost hero worshipped him, but then happily would have driven the taxi to get him out of West Ham, even though he can't drive.
And there was another winger.
Kudos trying to find a West Ham player before. Oh, beautiful Cruyff turn by Curtis Jones.
Wasn't a Cruyff turn. He just let it run through his legs.
That's what a Cruyff turn is.
I remember
it's not a Cruyff turn. A Cruyff turn's where you fake a shot and then turn away.
Yeah, it wasn't a Cruyff turn, but it was a good turn.
Trent Alexander-Arnold finds Mo Salah.
Matt, quickly moving on from being wrong.
Stuart Downing wasn't terrible for us on the wing a couple of years back, but
Gavin Burke.
I always quite like Downing.
Yeah.
When Liverpool signed Downing and Henderson in the same window, they were signed to be midfielders, and within 3 games they were both playing fullback because we had no fit fullbacks.
Ball over the top for Trent. Ooh, a bit of a by Areola.
Areola with a showman's punch.
Goes out for the throw.
Taken quickly by Gakpo. Finds Robertson. Back to Gakpo. They're not exactly queuing up for the cross, are they?
No.
They don't need to, though, either.
Trent
goes for goal! I found the net!
Wow.
Trent Alexander-Arnold taking a boost on.
Whoa.
That is a textbook definition of thunder bastard.
Can you make goalie changes in footy? Like if
yeah.
It's just very uncommon.
Yeah.
Unless it's obviously for injury or anything like that.
Matt, you got your 4th shot prepared over there?
I will momentarily, yes. I've got to do some fighting first.
That goes down as an assist from Gravenberg. Oh, it's deflected.
Oh, he's not getting the goal then.
Yeah, he is.
He will get on target.
It's off. Is that Mavropanos' head?
Kilman.
All right, yeah.
I think that's an own goal.
I mean, that's I won't go so far as to kill him, but it's an honest mistake. But
no, own goal. I'm calling own goal.
Well, you're calling bullshit.
What's that celebration all about?
Stop the chatter.
Is that an indication that it's all chatter? It's not true.
I thought I saw him do that.
Speculation will run rife.
On his back. Yeah.
Let's not forget, obviously, in journalism, it is entirely possible just to say sources say, because you don't have to reveal your sources. So, particularly for football transfers, you can just make shit up.
Apparently, that organisation in Spain is renowned for kind of doing that as well.
Real Madrid.
Yeah. I can't remember which magazine.
La Marca.
Cheers.
We want 10.
Fuck.
I want Matt to get so drunk he falls off his chair.
That he has to call in sick tomorrow.
I'm not Bruno Tonioni. It's fine.
I better, actually, you go to stand up to go to the toilet or something, just fall over into that clothes horse.
It wouldn't be the first time. Just so last week I was sitting right there on my sofa, and I finished the stream, I signed off, and I was like, I can't move. And half an hour after that, I was supposed to be playing an online game with my Game Donkeys co-host Alex Heffernan, who does feature on the Eggnog edition of Good Cop, Bad Cop, and also on Good Bad Sport, because Graham decided to use a part of that for a Devil's Advocate at one point. And I couldn't actually get to my Xbox to turn it off.
Oh dear.
So I closed my eyes for 30 seconds and woke up 3 hours later.
In the words of Darth Vader, your powers are weak, old man.
I mean, yes, to be fair, but I've also known. I think Jacob George coming on now as well.
Well, now I know then why you were a little supportive of our co-host on Good Cop, Bad Cop, who missed the first hour and 40 minutes of the show because he'd taken a nap. Now I know why you're so supportive.
Jared Bowen's down here.
Prior experience.
And Gravenberg's coming off for Wataru Endo. And Jota's coming on for...
presumably Diaz?
Not quite sure. I thought I saw a 9, but it can't be a 9, obviously. It's Gakpo.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You can put Diaz out on the left then and Jota down the middle.
I mean, Jota could play on the left, to be fair. Gakpo's had a quiet-ish game, but he's been busy.
Yeah,
and to a phrase that I coined on Tekkers, it's very true though. I like it. I like a busy player. I like a player who's busy because it means you're there.
I would like to see later on.
Much happening. Can I do a little bit of self-promotion?
Go ahead, sir.
Is that allowable?
I'm amazed you asked first.
Normally people don't ask. You just do.
So the current episode of Good Bad Sport is basically stemmed from a question that my youngster asked me. We talked about the World Cup, and I told him it was the Jules Rimet Trophy, and I knew nothing about Jules Rimet at all. So I started to research Jules Rimet, and actually it led to the first World Cup in 1930 in Uruguay. And that was going to be a standalone episode. That was it. And then suddenly, I think it was about a week and a half ago, one of the England squad died from the 66 World Cup. I had never even heard of this person. So I got 6 parts coming up looking at England's 66 World Cup. And one of the reasons I'm mentioning it right now is a lot of those players played for West Ham at that time. So I'm going to be interested to find out a little bit more about it. Like, I know Jeff Hurst, but only in terms of he scored a hat-trick in the final. I know nothing about his career at all because before I was born. It's nearly 10 years before. So that's upcoming on Good Bad Sport in 2025. England's World Cup win over 6 parts. Actually, it's going to be over 7 parts because the 7th part is going to be there was a lot of players in that squad who never even played. And you mentioned, Eric asked earlier, can you substitute for a goalkeeper? I didn't realize in the 66 World Cup, there were no subs at that time. If you had a player injured, you went down to 10 players. It's like, wow. That's ridiculous. 1970, I think, was the first World Cup that actually had subs. I've started my research a little bit, so I know that much. But
it was only one substitute as well for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah. One thing that West Ham fans started out for a long time is we won the World Cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the S*N Sport actually, when they're advertising Dream Team, they were talking about all these different things about like we sent you down in 36 with your own player about Man City and Man United, and they went through all these things that these clubs have done, and then West Ham fans saying we won the World Cup. Yes. I'm like, did you fuck?
Well, I've heard like
I'm not saying his first name. Chrysanthemum Somerville.
Crescencio.
Near enough.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard people say Bobby Moore is England's greatest defender. I've never seen a game he's played in. Bobby Moore won the World Cup, but for me, the greatest English centre-half of all time is Tony Adams.
Oh, did that went out?
I thought so too.
Not the whole ball. I think it was. I'm sure some of it did. I don't think the whole ball went out though. But yeah, I'm looking forward to researching some of these players, finding out a little bit more about some of those greats, including West Ham players. Not many Liverpool players, though. I don't think.
Not back then. It was
not that time. No.
Roger Hunt, is that the only one? I think Roger Hunt's Liverpool.
Yeah,
at that time.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, legend.
Now, is this going to be like your hockey series where you found all British people who played hockey in the 1920s?
Well, this will be the whole England squad. Basically, each episode is going to feature one game from the World Cup. So that's why I get my 6 episodes. And within each episode, I'm going to look at 2 players specifically. I think one episode, it might be 3. And then the 7th episode will be basically the 8 people, I think, who never even played a game. I would like to know a little bit more about some of them because I know nothing about. So some of those names, I was like, I don't even recognize
Higgins, Jota.
But that was the reason.
Jota, Salah!
Through. His right foot again.
Unselfishly trying to play in Curtis Jones.
In that 1966 World Cup squad, Liverpool had as many players in that squad as West Ham did.
Really?
3 each.
Who were the 3 Liverpool players?
Let me just get it back. It was Ian Callaghan.
I forgot about Callaghan, yeah.
Roger Hunt.
Yep.
And Jerry Byrne.
I've never heard of Jerry Byrne, so I didn't know.
The 3 West Ham players, off the top of my head, is Bobby Moore, Martin Peters, and Jeff Hurst.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep. I think the West Ham players were definitely far more significant to that 66 World Cup win than the Liverpool
And
players.
if I'm correct as well, Bobby Moore's the only one that was never knighted.
Is that because he passed away before?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how long ago I didn't remember. I've started to research.
Like 93, wasn't it? 93?
Yeah, it was 93.
Yeah.
So I would have been getting ready to go to college at that time. So I kind of remember it happening, but yeah, I didn't realize it was as long ago as that.
I think for context, I was 9 years old.
Yeah, but that's why I don't know anything about Bobby Moore.
Yeah, I think I was 6 at that point. Dan, were you even born in 93?
Yeah, I was. In fact, when Bobby Moore died, because he died in February, I was 3 years old. I was just coming up 4.
That was a massive compliment to you, Dan, by the way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Cheers, Eric.
Whereas Matt basically asked me the other day, do you remember the 66 World Cup? I'm like, you cheeky fucker.
I did not fucking say that.
That was basically the context, pretty much.
No, he said, Graham, you remember the 66 World Cup, right? You were there.
Well, because I retold the story. One of my principals, when I first came to America, they were talking with students, and he's like, well, Mr. B, you definitely remember like Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, right? I was like, no, I don't. That was 6 years before I was born. And if you think I remember that adds on at least another 5 years. So I was in my 20s, and she was putting me in my late 30s. I'm like, charming. All right, so what was your comment then, Matt? Because nothing's happening right now.
I have forgotten, as Endo played the ball forward out brilliantly to Diego Jota, and just to save my bacon.
Chip him.
Jota lays it back for Andy Robertson, who finds Jota again, overlapping his Endo. Back to Robertson.
Lost.
Mr. Control. But wins it back nicely, though. And goes for goal, and it's into Bobby Moore end.
Oh, they do play rugby games quite often at
Nice field goal.
London Stadium.
Hold on, I have a banner for this. 63 minutes, 55 on the clock.
Yep. That's good. Yep. Well, how convenient that you don't remember, but you could immediately deny the fact that you basically said I remember the World Cup. Huh,
I know it wasn't that.
It was something in '66, I'm sure.
No.
Oh, actually, Matt, this is really embarrassing. I apologize. I owe you an apology. It wasn't you.
We're live, by the way. I remember that.
I just realized it was Micah Pellegrini. It was,
not for the first. I would like to point out.
I just realized it was him, not you.
As proven on the eggnog edition of Good Cop, Bad Cop, Graham gets me and Micah mixed up frequently.
Yep.
Before I asked
Liverpool, by the way,
because Graham thought I asked Hock Tuaga to put it. Thought Micah asked him to put on the show, and it was me.
That was dangerous from Quanta there. That could have
referee saying no. Referee saying no.
Who's number 25 for West Ham? He just absolutely ripped Liverpool a new arsehole.
That was Todibo. Salah.
Bring it down to your left.
Go! Wide.
Not enough curl. At least it was on his left foot, though.
Why wasn't that a penalty on...
Because there was no foul.
Because he died.
He fell
as
over.
Catherine,
Here we go.
As
they show a replay on American coverage now, anyway.
As Catherine Tate said, computer said no.
No, there's nothing
there was a hand on the shoulder.
He just lost his balance.
Yeah.
Oh, he had his hand on his shoulder, though, but he didn't push him over.
Yeah.
There was no foul.
That would have been a harsh penalty, but it would have been technically a penalty.
It's still something that Quanta needs to get out of his game, though. He did not need to do that. He had the pace.
It was the same with McAllister earlier. You don't need to do that with your hands. So you're only going to...
The thing is, there is a degree of instinct involved.
Sure.
Given the amount that footballers train, you'd think that they'd be able to get some sort of muscle memory to not do that.
Endo trying to play Jota in. It's defended well there by Todibo.
Endo, stop trying to be anything other than a wrecking ball.
I haven't got that theme music I'd like to play otherwise.
Unfortunately, all I could think about then was bloody Hulk Hogan on the wrecking ball.
I was thinking Miley Cyrus at that point. Joey is going forward. I'm the game man here. As it is, he got Mo Salah.
We all know that my brain doesn't work right, though. I've got
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Miscontrolled.
Diaz fouls. Solar.
Give the ball back, Diaz. Don't get booked for being an idiot.
So, who was the West Ham player who came on at halftime? Was it Todibo? Was that who it was?
Jean-Claude Todibo.
Todibo and Fulkrug.
Okay, when he came on, I've been trying to think of a player who it reminded me of with a name. I think I finally got it. Wasn't it Taribo West? I don't know where that random player is coming from. Who did
I think also played for West Ham.
Oh, he did? What nation was he from? I'm going back a long time now. I'm going back to the same era.
Taribo West is Nigerian.
Okay, yeah.
You might be thinking of Tolisso, who plays, I believe, in this season.
No, I just said West, last name.
I think he might have been. I'm sorry.
And I'm completely wrong. Taribo West never played for West Ham. He had a season on loan at Derby County.
That was it?
Yeah. But he played for Inter. He played for Inter Milan, AC Milan. And I tell you that, he came, but in 2005 he played for Plymouth Argyle.
That's not where I remember him from. When did he play for Milan, Dan?
He played for Inter 97 to 2000, and then he had one season at AC, 2000 to 2001.
He played for Jota and Salah.
It must be more than the
that's filthy for Mo Salah.
He was actually loaned from AC Milan to Derby County.
Oh, wow.
But still not the weirdest loan of all time, which is Julian Faubert being loaned from West Ham to Real Madrid.
No,
falling asleep on the bench while he was there.
No, I take that, and I take Liverpool signing Stephen Colker on loan from mid-table QPR in the Championship to play the striker for Liverpool in the Premier League.
Nah, that was just Klopp's genius.
He didn't do fuck all the whole time he was there.
Yeah.
Actually, I've listened to an interview with Stephen Corker. At that time that Liverpool transfer came around, he was in such a bad place with his mental health and alcohol addiction that he'd been on something like a 2-day bender in Dublin and barely remembers signing the contract. So he'd been shit-faced for a couple of days, signed the contract, and then 2 days later was in the squad.
I'm going to say something which may be actionable by law at this point, but I'm that drunk. Who gives a fuck? The way he played looked like he'd continued that bender.
So Matt could be in the Premier League, basically. Is what you're saying?
I'll take it. Premier League darts, maybe. But... I'm not a fucking alcoholic, you fucking Canadian bastard.
He's just an abusive drunk.
Yeah.
He opened the bottle, took a sniff, and that's when it all started.
Dan, I did want to thank you, though, for giving me some research material from a name I'd completely not even considered. When I was looking at the Super Pessis Roundup podcast, I was reading the Finnish baseball. They were talking about one of the coaches who was only coached for one game. And I was like, ooh, that gives me an idea. I'd really like to know more about Brian Clough's time in Leeds and short managerial reigns. And I was only thinking of club soccer. I'd never given it any more thought. But your shout for Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, well, there's plenty
of really good one. I totally forgot. I didn't even consider that.
I'd urge you to have a look.
Good punch! Great save! Great double save by Areola.
I'd urge you to look into Troy Deeney's time at the Forest Green Rovers as well.
I didn't see that on. I kind of did a quick little Google to see what I could find on ones that I had some thoughts straight away, but I wanted to see if there was any I missed that were interesting.
Did you do Liam Rossini?
Who's that?
Liam Rossini, former Fulham legend.
Just had a short spell at Hull.
Yeah, before that, he had a 17-minute signing, I believe, as manager somewhere. 17 minutes.
If it's 10 minutes, then I have that one. If it was talky, I have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because someone actually commented when I thanked somebody, I was like, actually, it might have been a comment I meant to you, Dan.
Oh, dear Lord.
Like, thanks for... I was like, I found one person who one game would have seemed like an eternity in relative to this. Yeah, that might be the person then. They say that'll never be beaten. 10 minutes.
You think not, wouldn't you? Harvey Elliott and Kostas Tsimikas are set to come on here.
Makes sense. Keep rotating, keep shuffling the deck, rotating.
I mentioned the podcast earlier, Graham, but if you, it's called Under the Cough, but it's UNDR, and it's run by ex-footballers. One of them is John Parkin, York City legend, who made it all the way to the Premier League. They have 2 parts with Troy Deeney. And in the second part, he goes into his time at Forest Green Rovers. If nothing else, just have a listen, just because it is genuinely interesting.
Yeah, I remember
on how it came about, because he was signed to be a player coach, and then within a couple of months was given the manager's role.
Is Troy Deeney Watford, or am I mixing my teams up?
He was Watford. Yeah.
He's best known for scoring that goal against Leicester.
Yeah, in that mental last few minutes of the playoff.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, come on, get the ball.
Very interesting. Very interesting life he's had.
It's a good punch away from Diaz, but then he saves from Jota really well. It's in the replay of Ariola's double save.
Good reflex. But yeah, I'd urge you to have a listen to that. And if you want one with a bit of Liverpool bias, they interviewed Stephen Warnock. And he just gives a great amount of insight into the time under Rafa Benitez and all of that, and just how much the sort of more fringe players were actually fucked about due to Benitez's complete lack of man management.
I'm trying to think. Stephen Warnock appears on American soccer coverage. I can't remember. I don't know if I was trying to remember if it was ESPN Plus. I genuinely can't remember. I don't think it's NBC. But yeah, there's different places where I get it, but it could even be Paramount because I get my Champions League stuff on there as well. So, but yeah, he's a name I saw. I was like, I remember Stephen Warnock. I remember him. Yeah,
he was a good player.
You know, if
anybody watching us on Twitch, just ignore whoever Scass is.
Yeah, we're not going to give. They'll just hack your details. We don't want that.
Let's not break him.
If Antonio didn't get hurt in that car accident, I think he'd be good here. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe we would have scored at least one, but
we do want to send our good wishes to Mikel Antonio and his family at this sad time. Hopefully, they had a halfway decent Christmas.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the mirror. I mean, I saw the wreckage of that Lamborghini. It was ugly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a player I've got a great amount of respect for is Mikel Antonio. Completely reinvented himself quite late in his career to become a striker, and then to be, I think, West Ham's leading Premier League goal scorer.
Yeah.
Since the league's inception. Oh, dear me, that was last-ditch defending.
Straight across the face of goal, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just absolutely mental. There's not many that could do that.
No.
Come on.
Flow of subs then. Solar off, Irving on for West Ham. As Kudus hits the bar.
Okay, Eric, you need to click pause, I think. I think you're ahead of us again.
No, I'm behind. I'm at 74-37.
Oh,
yeah, he hasn't seen this yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw him hit the bar. But
yeah,
I thought that was what the reaction was for.
We've had Liverpool complete their substitution with Elliott coming on for Jones and Simicaz coming on for Robertson. So Liverpool are out of subs now, and West Ham have one remaining still.
No, when I groaned, it was when Somerville crossed it and then Fulkrug couldn't get it.
Fair enough.
Fulkrug is slower than me, though, which is quite an achievement.
Fulkrug is slower than an oil tanker turning.
Yeah, but he's the type of guy you do want if you're going to play that type of game and get it out to the wingers and cross it.
That's true.
Is that right?
Salah puts it over unopposed. My liver says yes.
Did it hit the ball? Did it hit the top of the ball?
He blazed it over.
Oh, he did? Okay. I couldn't tell on that first look.
Yeah, that's way over.
Oh, yeah, that's way over. Yeah. I thought I saw it change direction after the... No,
it was that kind of snapshot where he's leaning back, he got underneath it.
Yeah, it was on his left. You back him to score there.
Yeah,
14 minutes to play. 14 minutes to play here on the Volley. It is West Ham United 0, Liverpool 4. SJP World Media presents the Volley, presented by Matt Lewis and Dan Griffin with guests MGB Graham and Eric from Nattering with E. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that lovely stuff, and of course give Graham and Eric a follow on their respective platforms of Twitter and Instagram respectively.
I really thought you were going to instruct people to give Graham abuse then for some reason.
I mean, they can. If they should do so, they can, but I wouldn't. That. I think I've actually been a guest on more of Graham's shows this year than I've been on episodes of D&J this year.
Wow. Yeah, we have...
West Ham ended emptying quickly, by the way. You can notice the amount of empty seats for this.
Yeah, I don't know. You've been on the show for Good Bad Sport, but that's episode. I don't know when that episode is going to drop. That can come anytime.
I can't wait for that one because that one is one of my favourite things I've ever recorded.
It was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I know that.
And I enjoyed it. I no spoilers, guys, but I did not stick to just one sport. So.
There was a little bit too much F1 talk from you, which I'll be next time. I nearly edited one of those out, but I can't do that because we talked about our top 5, and you picked 2, and then you had an honourable mention. I think was also F1 as well. I'm like, you dick. I could have known a top. I did enjoy it though. I'd like to point out that count yourself lucky. I could have a top 15 on F1. Yeah, but I chose not to. I chose to be sensible, and I don't normally have guests on that show. No, I might have learned my lesson. No, seriously, it was a fun chat, and I totally lost track of time, and that tells you that it was a fun chat. Offside given now against Kudus. Just going back to Graham, you asked us before for some time to self-promote. I'm going to take some time to not self-promote, but anybody who wants to give them a try, any wrestling fans, North Wrestling based in Newcastle, over this side of the pond. They are streaming on their YouTube channel their biggest show of the year. Thunderstruck 2 is going to be at 8 p.m. UK time on YouTube, streaming in its entirety for free. Main event, Leon Slater versus man like Darius, former tag team champions, going at it for the title. Elijah, formerly known as Elias from WWE, takes on it. Impact's Joe Hendry.
Miyu Yamashita takes on Lizzie Evo, and there's all sorts going on. So give it a watch if you fancy a bit of Newcastle-based wrestling.
Is that today, Din? That's today, the 20th? Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you send me a DM, Dan? Could you send me a DM with those details, please?
I'll send you.
I recognize a few
link
of those names that you said, and I don't have anything on plan today, so I might actually check that out.
And if
you send this on YouTube, I can probably wait for a little bit and then watch it at times 2 later as well. It's even better.
Generally think
involuntary reaction. That's how I feel about Graham watching stuff at times 2.
Now, I didn't mention this.
What is this?
I didn't mention this earlier, Dan, but out of respect for you, I was like, I can't watch this at too fast a speed with Doctor Who. So I started at times 2. I was like, that's respectful. But then by the time I got to episode 2, it was 2.3, and I was like, then I jumped up to 2.5. Actually, I think it was 2.1, but then I was up to 2.4 by the end of the 3rd episode, and that's how I watched the rest of them.
What show was that, Graham? I missed it.
I was on the Doctor Who pod with them recently, talking about a Tom Baker episode from the 70s, and I said I don't really like the new Who. Anyway, over Thanksgiving, there was an offer on some box sets. Christopher Eccleston. I was like, all right. So I was like, all right, you guys might have me hooked. I'll try it. I tried it before and wasn't that interested. But yeah, I said to Dan, I watched the first 6 episodes of the 9th Doctor last night, and 5 out of the 6 episodes I thoroughly enjoyed. So,
which one didn't you enjoy?
I've got a lot of stuff now I might need to watch if I really do enjoy them. I'm hoping it's just that. But I think I said on the show, I do remember watching those episodes, or some of them. So it might just, and I said I thought those were good. So perhaps I go to the other Doctors. We'll see. I don't know.
West Ham making a final change here. Kudos coming up and Guillotine coming on.
Louis Guillaume.
Yeah, enough.
Guillaume. Oh, I wanted to give you guys a compliment too. I really enjoyed that Good Bad Sport about comic books, or Good Bad Card about comic books. I thought it was great. I'm sad that it was only audio because I wanted to see Matt's reaction when Graham broke his own comic book in the plastic.
He has got visual, which he will probably never upload.
Somewhere. I actually edited the comment out right at the end because you were like, we're out of here. And then at the end, it was like, I can't fucking believe I just damaged my #1 edition. I edited that comment out at the end, but I was genuine. Thankfully, it wasn't $5 worth of comics, but like, oh my god!
Ooh, Virgil van Dijk from the edge of the area.
Van Dijk forward,
like a prime Peter Crouch. Good feet for a big man.
Ooh.
Anyone would think Van Dijk be that far forward? We were losing 4-0.
I tell you what, Virgil van Dijk just looks like he'd smell amazing.
That's a nice turn as well. It was an easy save in the end, but he brought it onto his right foot nicely.
Sorry, I was just having a bit of a bromance moment about Virgil van Dijk.
It's okay. I'm sure Nishka, I feel the same way about you. As an uncertain punch there, than you feel.
And this is why I prefer Keller to Allison, because Keller commands his area so much better and doesn't subscribe to this bullshit punch theory that modern keepers seem to do. He will actually just catch the fucking ball.
Falvel and Botoru Endo as McAllister reattaches his laces.
What do you guys know about the new keeper who's going to be joining Liverpool for next year? I know nothing about him.
Only what I've seen, Mamadashvili. Matt, you are such a stereotypical Englishman in that you cannot pronounce anything that isn't Smith. You're doing us dirty here, man. Mamadashvili, just what I've seen in the Euros, I think he's about 6'6". He's very quick. He's an excellent reflexes, good stopper. I don't know much about his distribution or anything like that, how he plays with his feet, but we've definitely got a top class keeper, and he's only 23, so we could get 15 years out of him.
Well, he's 24.
Salah dancing through.
Great skill from Salah.
Go on, Mo. There's 3 of them. Jota.
It's 5.
Another drink, man.
Fuck. Guys, the first thing that.
Close control there was phenomenal. He just set him Jota up beautifully. Just open his body up and pick out his spot.
And you watch some dickhead pundit just go, well, he was a bit lucky, they just backed off him just to get him through. If Lionel Messi did that, every pundit out there would be jizzing themselves.
100%. You know, I'm not used to Salah having short hair, so I keep having to look at the back of his jersey every time he runs.
Just so simple. Dinks it through. Shapes to go one way with his body, shapes to go the other. Just ends up being able to run straight because of that.
Getting worse.
I think Matt really enjoyed that one. Lovely first time finish by Jota as well. And again, Areola actually got a hand to it, but his wrists are made of dry Weetabix.
Oh, hello. Boss is in.
Shoulders out, shoulders back, tits out, and watch for the shoe. Boss is in.
So I'm a professional, I assure you.
I'm a professional. He can't say any of the players' names, but he's a professional.
He's drinking on the job. That cannot be something you promote.
Sure. Am I. Conor reminding us that Jack Grealish finishes 2024 without scoring a single goal.
Yeah.
45 games, 0 goals.
Yeah.
That Jack Grealish is a fucking fraud, and I've been saying it for years. He is wank.
And he had the cheek and ganache to turn around and say that Southgate should have took him to the Euros.
Oh, did you see that someone who just ran into McAllister and went down like he'd been shot in the face?
Oof.
I think Trent's arguing the same thing here.
Oh, that's funny.
mean...
Nah.
I mean, the referee stopped the game there is because he's gone down holding his head.
It looked like they kissed each other.
While there's a action, can I ask Eric a couple of questions? One, Eric, what year was the first WrestleMania held?
Where's the mute button?
Sorry, first year it was held?
Yeah.
1984, wasn't it?
85.
85.
You're close, though. Graham's trying to prove a wider point from Good Cop, Bad Cop, I think.
Hey, am I still muted?
No.
No,
you weren't muted, no.
The second question was, as you mentioned, you'd listened to that episode. Although it's about comic books, there is also a wrestling connection as well. Did you know that person was a comic book collector? Is that well known? Because I don't know much about him, to be honest.
Oh, about Jim Cornette being a comic book collector? No. I've heard that he does that though at cons. Like that part was familiar with me. That story about how he sold his comic book so that he could get like new fencing for his house. I've never heard that before. But that's crazy.
I thought it was an interesting. Yeah, it was just a post I saw on Facebook, and it just happened. I had something on comic books, and I was like, "Sure, let me throw that in with Matt, so I can get an episode out of this." But yeah, no, I like the wrestling side of things, and I only know Jim Cornette normally from him saying something stupid that most people are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" So it was nice to kind of do a positive Jim Cornette story. But I don't listen to his podcast. I don't follow him on Twitter. I wasn't sure how well known it was that he was a comic book collector. For an average wrestling fan like me, I certainly didn't know, but I was wondering if it was something with your interest in comic books, whether you knew that as well.
Is that David Gold on screen?
Yeah, David Gold, and
he's asleep.
He looks like a sentient testicle nowadays.
Or not Gold, Sullivan. That's David Sullivan. Gold died.
I genuinely think he may have been asleep.
Well, he was talking about his hands.
That's Sullivan, not Gold. Gold died.
All right. Oh, well, it could have still been him.
Yeah, that's true.
Bobby Gold?
That's true.
No,
David Gold,
David Gold, the owner of Ann Summers.
Okay.
West Ham in position here.
You know, any other team would have fired Lopetegui by now, but I mean, now you got to let him go, you'd think.
No, you've just lost to the league leaders. I won't get him sacked. If it had been Ipswich, then yes, but
yeah,
I mean, barely beating. Like if Southampton could hit a picnic table, they would have killed us like 7-0 on Thursday.
But it didn't.
Yeah.
Southampton also had 2 games where they nearly did that to us. So
yeah. And let's not didn't Southampton almost get something off City as well?
I'll be honest, Matt, I didn't get that sentence at all.
I didn't hear what you said.
Didn't Southampton almost get something off City as well?
I
think it was like 2-1, wasn't it, in the end?
Oh yeah, that happened.
Last minute winner for City, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
So given that City, I mean, granted they were going for a lot of issues. I've actually invited Matt Butler to come on the Volley and explain himself as a City fan.
He will.
And I invited him to come on last Sunday, but he said no because it was his first day off in forever and he was hungover as fuck. Otherwise, he would have loved to talk about the Citizens. I'm like, that doesn't stop Dan Griffin.
I'm a professional.
Well, sort of.
Professional pisser.
Absolutely. 4 minutes of time lost being added on here. My liver is hoping no more goals, but
why do you keep saying time lost? It's added time.
Because that is officially what it is called in the rules.
I don't care. The rules are fucking wrong.
Mo Salah, 1 goal and 2 assists today. Does that put him on 30 total goal contributions for the season?
No, it's way more than that.
It's even more than that?
Yeah, more than that.
In the Premier League.
In the Premier League, absolutely, yeah.
Because it was like 16 assists and 10 goals. 16 goals and like 10 assists at one point. But that was like a couple of weeks ago.
He's at 30, 17 goals and 13 assists.
Wow.
Why is that not a card? Give him a card. That's bullshit.
That's crazy.
And I think
Eric,
he's probably not even.
Ooh, Quanta's
off for a wonder. Yeah, Ericsson, I've got to remind you that on this show we cannot be biased towards our teams. So I'd like to point out, but it's only the 3rd Liverpool game we've covered this season.
We've only covered 4 games, but yeah.
Oh, shut up! Not been. We had a little break due to a few issues behind the scenes, SteamYard, but we're all good now.
And
we're heading into the new.
What we're doing
many more New Year's.
Matt's got to work, unfortunately.
True, but it doesn't mean we can't do New Year's Day, perhaps, Daniel.
I won't be doing New Year's Day because I will be at York City.
You'll be at York. You weren't listening.
You could do it. You could do it live from York City because York is on TV, I believe.
They get shown on DAZN that you have to pay a minimum £10 a month for DAZN and then another $18.99 for National League TV.
I love you, Dan, but no.
Yeah, definitely not. And I'm like I said, I'll be in the South Stand, so that's where all the chants get started. The drummers are
all the ultras.
It's going to be very loud. Well, you say ultras, it's 14-year-olds who think they're a firm.
That's probably too drunk to realise, but there's less than 2 minutes left in this game. Isn't this normally around the time when you guys talk about who your man of the match is?
I was about to say that some of the player of the match guys, surely.
Well, it's Mo Salah. Easiest one with
I mean, I do think it is. I haven't got to change what's in the comments for this one. Graham, I am guessing you're going with Mo Salah, or are you going to choose someone else?
Of course, it's Mo Salah.
Okay, then I must ask the West Ham side of things. Eric, are you going to go with Mo Salah, or are you changing it up?
I am going to go with Virgil van Dijk because Dan sold me on how he must smell beautiful as he was dangling around.
So I have heard of. We've had last season we gave a man of the match award to Woman with Book at the Sheffield United versus Newcastle game. So
we're still there despite being 8-0.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Volley man of the match is Mo Salah for Liverpool. Van Dijk does an honourable mention for how nice he smells, which is absolutely phenomenal.
As it sounds like you're not going to be covering this game next week, can I ask you for your predictions for what the score will be against Manchester United?
West Ham came very close with the deflected shot there.
Shot from Guillotine. And as if to say, I do believe that Liverpool will. I'm going working, so no shot hand involved.
6 goals last time, 5 goals today.
Hit the post.
I'm going to go 4-2.
Okay, so I'm assuming Liverpool with 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna say, and you're gonna laugh at me here, but I'm saying 6-1, Liverpool.
Okay. All right.
Get a 5 on it, Matt.
I may well do.
But that went nowhere.
And that's it. Full time.
Hooray! Sorry, Eric.
No worries. No worries at all.
Full time at London Stadium. West Ham 0, Liverpool 5. Dan Griffin.
Pretty much what we said at the start of the game. I expected a lot of goals. I expected Liverpool to run rampant, and we did. My only incredibly minor criticism is that I would have quite liked to have seen somebody like Jadon Danns get a few minutes. I know that it was more important for the first team to get more minutes in Jota's legs, and the goal will do him the world of good. But I would have liked to have seen Danns come on, maybe a few more minutes for Harvey Elliott. But that is a minor nitpick. That was near faultless. West Ham barely got a sniff. They had a couple of half chances, obviously hit the bar and whatnot, but Liverpool were imperious today. Can't go wrong.
Indeed. Absolutely. Graham.
Yeah, it just also shows that Sky are completely full of shit. Like Dan was backing me up on as well. You mentioned at the start, they were like, it's been really close between West Ham and Liverpool over the years. I was like, it has? And then you ease it. Yeah. And Dan started completely disprove that. And it was exactly as kind of was expected, I think. West Ham are obviously not full of confidence right now. It's been kind of a tough season. Those teams in 13, 14, 15, it's just been tough. They've been struggling, and Liverpool are on a fine run of form, and nobody's really found a way to stop them scoring, really.
There's a Liverpool fan in the front row, by the way, who's got a sign up, which is bigger than a sign you see at wrestling, saying, Virgil, will you swap your kit with me?
There's a full kit wanker in the crowd?
The kid looks about 6, so I hope not a wanker. But also, if you're swapping kits, then Virgil ain't fitting into that.
No.
Just say, Eric, your thoughts on the performance from a West Ham point of view?
Up until the first goal, I thought it was pretty even. Paqueta had that chance that they didn't consider on goal. Kudus, I think, actually played pretty well. He had those couple chances, both one off the post, one off the crossbar. But I mean, it was another classic Mo Salah show where he was absolutely fantastic. My favorite part actually came after the game. Luis Guilheim, I think that's how you say his name.
Guillotine, yeah.
He goes up to Mo Salah and says, "Hey man, can I have your shirt?" And Salah says, "No man, I only give that to the fans." And I was like, "Oh, fair enough." But I thought that was pretty funny.
The young fans got Cody Gakpo's shirt.
And then someone next to him, in the same handwriting, I'd like to point out, says, "It's my first game. Can I have your shirt?" Nuno didn't get on the pitch. What the fuck do you want his shirt for?
Oh, kids have got all their favourites, haven't they? I
guess so.
Giving his shirt away.
Cody Gakpo is a class act. He really is.
So I'm seeing on the American coverage, Liverpool are 8 points ahead of second place Nottingham Forest. Do they have a game in hand on Forest as well?
Yeah, we've got to pay everyone still.
Yes, there's no side down, so anything could happen, but we'll probably batter them.
Everton, who took points off Chelsea, not to forget.
And Arsenal.
Yes. So they're not. It's not a foregone conclusion to say that there won't be thing. This is a surprising weekend of football. In some cases, Wolves getting points off Tottenham. Man City winning a game. Will we see Ipswich beat Chelsea tomorrow? Who knows?
Highly doubt it.
I highly doubt it as well, unfortunately.
Could happen, though. Could happen.
Will happen. Were you really surprised Spurs didn't win? They're in such a poor run of form right now.
I thought they beat Wolves. Sorry, James, if you're watching, by the way, but yeah, I genuinely thought they beat Wolves.
Spurs are incredibly inconsistent, but yeah, even I expected Spurs to take it over Wolves. I know they've had the new manager bounce, but it seems like they're riding that wave a little longer.
It's the most Spursy thing, though, to just draw with Wolves.
I'm saying nothing until the end of the season because we lost to Nottingham Forest. Liverpool lost to Nottingham Forest before.
That result does not seem so bad. Now, I do want to ask one thing, Matt. Why the hell would you put out a comment on social media about being excited about Liverpool possibly? I know you said the word possibly winning the league in December. What the hell is wrong with you? If you jinx this is on you. Why would you say something so stupid on social media? And everybody who posted called you out on it as well. I think I used my STFU card, even though I can't really use that on social media.
I'm confident.
Well, why put probably then? Or possibly, sorry.
I said possibly. It could happen, is why.
Anything could happen, so why even mention it then? I don't like that. I think
I chose to.
Okay, all right. I don't like it.
If it blows up in my face, it blows up in my face. Graham, I'm a man who's that confident in his team. I'm happy to get drunk every time they fucking score a goal.
Every podcast you're on now, you're drunk. This is not like a new
objection, Your Honour.
Oh, you leave this bullshit for good cop, bad cop. You're right there, Eric. Or are you just enjoying?
No. I just saw the table. Even though we got smoked, we're ahead of Man United.
Oh, of course. Yes. And they're probably going to lose to Newcastle tomorrow as well.
I'm like, I don't even care that we got smoked. We're ahead of Man United. That's all that matters. So,
indeed.
I'll be honest. I've changed channels. I've put the darts on now.
Indeed. We'll be, of course, next week, of course, Dan, for the final. Graham, why don't you tell everybody where people can get a hold of you on social media if you wish to, or what's worth checking out from you podcast?
Well, obviously, I am GB Graham. That's me. At Good Bad Wrestlers, where you can find me with Matt. But now let me go ahead and promote at Good Bad Sport. I should try and promote it a little bit more. Me researching things that I think I should know more about and just having fun with it. I'm at episode 25. I've only been doing this for half a year. I was like, oh my gosh, that's kind of a long time. I thought at some point I would probably have to stop because of work, but I keep managing to find times because it's my project of passion right now. So at Good Bad Sport on Twitter.
Absolutely fantastic. Eric, would you like to promote yourself and your more podcasts than Graham right now, to be fair?
Honestly, possibly I do, because I since May I've done about 55 podcasts. So somebody please hire me for a job because I have no life and all I'm doing is making pods. But when Matt was like, "Oh, you can come on whenever, but I don't know how to get a hold of you," I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching the game. Just contact me. Anyways, you can find me on Visionaries Global Media, as well as my own network, Nattering with E, where you get pods. For Nattering with E Trades, we just came out with an episode about the Herschel Walker trade, where 18 players were traded for one guy in the Dallas and Minnesota Vikings in the NFL in the late 80s. So right now we're looking at a bunch of different trades. Nattering Chell, we're recording tonight, going to look at different draft choices. And then Nattering Bola should be back next week. Before Matt falls asleep, we are going to be covering Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Who's in a half shell? Power.
Matt, the episode that we did was on the worst trades in history, and I do believe Herschel Walker featured in that episode.
Oh, it didn't.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew I got the name. Yeah, it had to. It was the our trade of all time.
And then eventually Dan and I are going to do a pod about the 28 Days series. So
yeah, at some point. At this point, we might just wait until 28 years later is out. We'll do the whole trilogy.
Yeah, exactly.
Ryan did mention the alien thing as well. I'm guessing that hasn't got recorded yet either.
No.
There is something I just want to bring up while I've got you two here as witnesses. Mr. Griffin, Mr. Graham and his Nishness have debated with me about who the greatest Doctor of all time in Doctor Who is. And we all disagree. We need a forum to discuss this. Maybe the Doctor Who pod.
Maybe.
I don't really have any evidence to support it. I just know who my favourite is. I can't.
And you're wrong.
Quantify it. Okay, I don't care. No,
Mine's
I'm not
the guy
wrong.
from 05.
In your words, it's my personal opinion. In my personal opinion, Tom Baker.
You hate that.
That's nonsensical wording.
You can't.
We're all entitled to our personal opinions.
And I'll drink to that. Thank you.
As you will most things.
In my opinion, Tom Baker is the best doctor.
On behalf
Tom Baker's my favourite doctor.
Fair enough. On behalf of us all here on the Volley, thank you to Eric and to Graham for joining us this week. Thank you to everyone who's watched along with us, either live or on VOD Squad. Dan, as always, a pleasure, never a chore. Thank you so much for rejoining me this week. We will see you all in the new year. Happy Winterval. Sorry, West Ham.
Talk about where to find us, but it's all on the screen anyway. And I
it is
podcast,
indeed.
But you can find it through my social medias because Matt's decided he probably needs a poo or something. So, night, everybody.
I mean, to be fair, to be brutally honest, it's going to be coming up momentarily in the outro, Dan. So we will see you all in the new year. We're out of here, guys.